freaking glitched out here, but we are back. All right, so we'll go back just a little bit here. I think we cut out after McCaffrey. So
They'll pick up with Carterell Patterson.
Pick back up with Cordell Patterson.
Yeah, so Carterell Patterson is a sell. I think a lot of teams were anxious to get him back, and looked like he was going to kind of pick up where he left off the beginning of the year, but he seems to be kind of firmly a part of a three-way committee. I just wouldn't want any part of it. I mean, it's a very, very we just kind of hit rock bottom with this guy this week. What's crazy is they're not utilizing him in the passing game. One of the few playmakers they have in this offense, and they're not finding ways to get him the football, nor do they see. This whole offense just seems to be out of sorts. So, three-way committee, running back, field. I'm not looking to get Cordell Patterson into my weekly lineup. He's a sell.
Just gotta hope you can get a big game out of him against Chicago this week.
Yeah, so well, sometimes you're thinking about owners who don't necessarily have him, and most people were aware because he was all over Red Zone and kind of the highlights what he did the week before. He had a kind of a blow up week. So he still has that name value, and you might be able to flip him for something of decent return, or even as an add-on in a trade.
Right, just a little pot sweetener there.
Yeah, 100%.
Sometimes that's all you need to get a deal done. Is just
100%.
That little extra, that extra little nudge.
That's the nudge that gets it over the top.
All right, now we're going tight ends.
He's another sell for me. Yeah, Freiermuth, another sell for me. With the loss of Claypool, you would think that we might see his numbers kind of see an uptick. Certainly, he's been getting good volume in this offense, just not able to produce. It's definitely a concern if you're a Freiermuth owner. 2 weeks ago, a leading receiver, 4 catches for 57 yards. I think something like that was a stat line as a leading receiver. So not really looking to acquire pass catchers in this Pittsburgh Steelers offense. He's a sell. You can find a guy maybe who had Ertz, maybe Everett, even Njoku, who still seems like he's banged up. Waller, another guy, and you might be able to flip Freiermuth and get something of decent value in exchange.
Speaking of Waller.
Yeah, so Waller is for me a buy. He's on short-term IR, looking to come back. They hit it just before week 10. So he's going to be out 10, 11, 12, 13, and comes back just in time for the fantasy playoffs week 14.
Just in time to hurt you again.
You are going to pay pennies on the dollar for Darren Waller.
For good reason.
Guys. I'm guessing that teams are going to be dropping Darren Waller outright because he went to the short-term IR, and certainly they looking to get rid of him and free up the roster space. So if you have the room in your roster, Darren Waller for me is going to be a guy that I'm going to stash. I'm going to add to my roster and kind of have as an option for my playoff run.
Yeah, I get it. The potential is there. I don't know if I could trust him this year enough to actually put him in.
You're buying rock bottom low on when healthy a top 3 tight end in the league.
He hasn't played top 3 this year, though.
He's been injured with his hammy.
Not the whole year.
He's been banged up.
When he was healthy, he wasn't exactly lighting the world on fire. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying too. I mean, this is
a little nervous, is all, but I get it. The potential is definitely there.
100% the potential is there, and you're not talking about having to give up a whole lot to get him. You could probably give something minimal value to grab Darren Waller.
Well, the nice thing, it's not your Kelsey and Andrews owners going. It's guys that are playing guys like Freiermuth every week that are looking for maybe a little spark. Then it's worth the gamble.
Well, I think also if your league has IR spots, he's a guy you can trade for and just move to your IR. He's not even going to cost your roster spot.
Right.
But it's somebody maybe who has him, who maybe has Waller on their IR or in their bench. He's not going to cost you a whole lot to get him. That's my point. And so why not try and acquire him? And maybe it's a little bit roll of the dice, but he is still Darren Waller.
Fair to say you're not going to be selling him cheap in our dynasty league then.
He can be had.
Cadillac joining us over here. Welcome in, buddy.
Fellas.
Good to see you. Hope everybody else finds us after the glitch. Makes the switch over.
Seriously.
Cadillac's got a question for us, actually. Full PPR. Should I target a monster RB or a monster wide receiver? Well, it depends on what your roster looks like as far as depth at each position and what you already have at each position. There's a lot that plays into that. So if you want to put that in the chat while we move on here for a minute. Hit us with that Christian Watson. Made my Cowboys look.
I like him. I like him as a buy. I think there's so much uncertainty right now in this offense. Dobbs, Lazard, we got now Cobb is being reactivated from the IR. Why not take a shot on Watson?
All of a sudden, they're just flush with talent.
Yeah, I mean, why not take a shot on the guy? Any one of those guys can emerge in this offense. So, and anything can happen. It just seems like they're having a hard time staying healthy. Watson himself was banged up this year. So why not acquire this guy and see what happens in this offense?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they look like they want to get him the football.
Corey over here in the private chat says situation matters. Little inside
situation
joke with us last night.
What's that?
Little inside joke if viewers weren't with us last night.
Yeah. I mean, look, he's a second-round draft pick. So
yeah,
you don't pick guys in the second round if you don't plan on giving them an opportunity to produce on your roster. Everybody
was on the Dobbs train, day one. It's like you knew at some point Christian Watson was going to get his chance and most likely take over that wide receiver one spot anyways.
There's a lot to like.
Yeah. He definitely made my Cowboys look bad.
Right.
Sunday, so.
Yeah. I mean, he was on PUP earlier this year, so he's kind of still an under the radar guy. Yeah. But he had 100% of the red zone targets. Does that help?
All right, Cadillac says his running backs are Jacobs, Stevenson, Connor, Wilson. Wide receivers Debo, Diop, Sun God, and Garrett Wilson. I think you're fine a running back. I'd go for a receiver probably.
Yeah. I like D-Hop, Sun God. I like Stevenson. I like Connor. So, if you can figure out a trade with Jacobs, Jeff Wilson, I'd be moving off of Debo if you can. Even Garrett Wilson.
Yeah. Put Jacobs and Debo together. You'd probably get a top 5 receiver.
And just see what you can get. You say monster running back or monster receiver. Either one, whichever one you think you can acquire. Whoever it is going to go right into your starting lineup, and you've already got the rest of your lineup laid out. So if you get, let's say you get a Saquon Barkley, you have Barkley, Stevenson, and Connor as your 2 running backs in flex, and then you've got D-Hop and Amon-Ra as your 2 receivers. So, it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be a running back or receiver. It could be either or, whichever one that you can get. That would be that monster running back or receiver. If you get a Tyreek Hill, if you can get a Stephon Diggs, get him. A Justin Jefferson with moving 2 of those guys, I would definitely do that.
It says he has Lamar and Fields. He's looking to sell either one of them too. Yeah, man. If you
100%, sell Lamar.
Put Lamar and Debo together, and like you say, go try to get Jacobs. Yeah, man. Like. Put Lamar and Jacobs and go get, like you said, a Barkley or, somebody like that, JT, and then you could put Lamar with Debo and maybe go get a a Jefferson or somebody like that. Maybe it's worth a try, man. But
I mean, those are the guys that I'd be looking at. Cadillac. If you're gonna kind of swing for the fences, go for an Eckler, go for a Barkley, go for a Justin Jefferson, a Tyreek Hill, go for a Stephon Diggs. Those are the types of guys I'd be trying to acquire. And with that ammo, you should be able to pull it off.
100%. All right, let's hit these Lions.
Both buys.
Both buys.
At some point, DeAndre Swift becomes a buy. He just gets his value is taking such a hit. He's been part of so many trades now that, to me, this is a time to acquire DeAndre Swift. You're not going to pay a whole lot for him, but get him on your roster. If he gets healthy, his ceiling really is through the roof. The big question mark is, can he stay healthy?
That's exactly right.
But if he can get healthy, he has one of the highest ceilings of any running back in the league. So he's just, for the value, you're buying him at a rock bottom low. I'd be trying to acquire him. In Amon-Ra St. Brown, I just keep beating the drum again for this guy. We saw him do it last year. We've seen him do it this year. Without Hawkinson, DeAndre Swift banged up, he's really the only viable receiving option in this offense. Everything is lining up for him to make another strong run end of season like he did last year.
Yeah, love me some Amon-Ra.
Definitely. And that's it. We got through them all.
We did. Grouping them up by team helped a lot.
Definitely.
Noah says Fournette, Godwin, and Sutton for Higgins and Aaron Jones.
Do you need the running back help, Noah?
If I'm getting Higgins and Jones, I'm in.
I do. I mean, you got it. No, yeah. What side of that trade are you on, Noah? The Lenny side or the Jones side? I agree with you.
The way he worded it makes me think he's on the Higgins and Jones side.
Are you on the Higgins and Jones side?
It says he wants to upgrade receiver.
I would do that. Do that deal.
Yeah, do that. Get Higgins and Jones.
I like Godwin, but look, they just came out today and they said everything coming out of Tampa is saying Rachaad White's the starting running back after the bye. So if there was a time to move Fournette, this is it.
Which is crazy.
I wasn't on our list tonight, but
I never thought Rachaad White would supplant Fournette. I thought we'd have to wait for Fournette to retire to see Rachaad White.
Did you hear what Edwards said about Rachaad White coming out of college? Now, of course, maybe some of this is coach speak, but for all of you young guys here in the listening audience, maybe you're not familiar with this name, but he said that Rachaad White reminds him of a young Marcus Allen. And when I heard that, I said, I need to get Rachaad White on my dynasty roster, which I finally was able to pull off. But this guy,
I tried forever and I couldn't get him.
I was only able to get him because the guy who had him is a Bills fan, and I had some real good Bill pieces that I was able to move. So
I had the better Bill pieces that I wasn't willing to move.
Marcus Allen, that's right, Hall of Famer, a Raiders running back. So look him up. Marcus Allen highlights. That's who this guy reminds Herm Edwards of. And anyway, you're moving Lenny is the point.
It might be a little bit of coach speak, but I guess time will tell, right?
He looks good. I mean, he's definitely got that burst that Lenny doesn't have.
Oh, Cadillac says he also has TJ that he's trying to trade, but nobody wants yet. I think in a week or two, people will be wanting him. Let him get a couple more games under his belt there in Minnesota.
Why are you trying to move TJ?
Yeah, he didn't say who his starting tight end was if he moves him, but I guess
Yeah.
that's one of his tradable pieces. Best streaming defense between Jets, Commanders, Chiefs, and Bengals.
Jets,
See, the Jets play the
Commanders.
Patriots.
I like the Commanders playing Houston. I mean, coming off this strong game against Philly. I do like that matchup. I don't know. I just, the Chiefs playing at LA. Their defense they've had a couple of good spots this year, and they just have not been able to produce on defense. So, I guess I could see the Bengals and
Bengals against the
Steelers.
Patriots.
I could
Yeah,
see that being a defensive game to me between the Bengals and the Commanders.
I think I would lean Commanders, but the Bengals are a close second. But I think the Commanders' defense as a whole is better and playing better right now. I mean, you saw what they just did with the Eagles.
Yeah,
So I'm riding that wave.
yeah.
Oh, his main tight end is Kelsey. So yeah, he can trade TJ.
Gotcha. We approve.
I guess he came in late, so let's revisit Barkley briefly.
Hey, Shaka. So I'm not anxious to trade Barkley. But Barkley is a type of guy who has serious name recognition coming off a monster game against a historically bad defense. This run defense in Houston is one of the worst run defenses in the history of the league. He's not going to have that type of game every week. So for me, Barkley now is a consideration for sell high. And when I say sell high, I mean you're selling him for a king's ransom. One of the trades I saw today, I was kind of shared, is I saw Barkley got traded for Ramondre Stevenson and Tyreek Hill. And so that's the type of trade I'm talking about. I'm not talking about I'm looking to trade Barkley because I think he's going to be an RB3 rest of season. That's not what I think. But what I do think is coming off a monster game like that, he is never going to have more value than he does right now. And if you can improve your roster by moving a guy like Saquon Barkley to double up and get two players like that, Ramondre Stevenson has been quietly putting up a stellar fantasy season. He is very undervalued in RB1. That's the type of trade that I would be looking to do if I could move, if I could pull that off. So if you got Barkley, then continue to ride him for the rest of the season, but don't expect him. He's not playing Houston every week.
Right. All right. We're going to wrap this up real quick. We'll be back in a minute with Boom Bust. We'll get to those next questions there on that one. Remember, go down in the description of this video and do the link. And there's a password on there to get entries. The password this week is finally in all caps for a signed Darnell Mooney jersey. And while you're doing that, we'll get the show switched over and we'll be back here in just a moment.
What up, what up, what up? Oh man, that was close-ups of our faces. No one likes to see that. Whoa. Oh, I am back this week. I am back from vacation, and I'm so excited to be here with you guys. I'm sure the viewers missed you too in the last 30 seconds while we were getting that set up. So how you fellas doing this evening?
Separation anxiety already from our chat. So
Woo! No joke. No joke. How you fellas doing?
Good. How you doing?
Not too shabby. Alrighty.
welcome back.
Yeah, you wanna let's knock out some of these chats before we head into our boom and bust board over there. Let's see. Over here, should I try and get Barkley for Fields and Stevenson?
I'd keep Fields Stevenson.
Who's your other quarterback? Did you tell us?
Yeah, that's Cadillac. Going up here has Lamar. So he has Lamar Jackson and Justin Fields.
I would probably look to trade Lamar and Stevenson, not Fields. I think Fields.
Yeah, I'd probably do it with Lamar and Stevenson, but not with Fields.
I know that's a high price, but I think it's worth it at this point.
Yeah, he's sending Fields for Barkley straight up at this point.
Jeez, no joke. Yeah. Let's see. Cadillac also said, our league is having a dispute in the trade limit. They set it to 8, but I'm trying to raise it so I can trade with Barkley Eckler manager. What? That's so stupid to put a cap on your trades.
Cadillac's my type of guy.
I know. I'm liking Cadillac. We're the same person. I like it. Other than I don't enter into leagues that have trade limits because that is stupid. Or like transaction limits and stuff. Those are jealous people. That's what those people are.
That's exactly right. Go play in a best ball league, you noob.
All right. Let's see. 8-man league. 4 of us voted yes.
Then you need to start lobbying the other 4.
Yeah, he agrees. Alrighty, let's see. We got this one from Jeff. Traded Lazard and Foreman for Waddle. Good move.
Me likey.
Man, that's pretty good.
Big time.
Man, I cannot get in a league that pulls these kind of trades. Like,
I know we get trade questions in our Instagram inbox. I'm just like, where are these people in my leagues?
No joke, dude. Like, how in the world? My goodness. I don't got people that won't even consider anything. They get laser focused on the stars on your team, and those are the only people they're interested in. It's like, dude, you're 2-7, and you only have one person on your team I'm interested in. You're not getting Eckler from me. What do you like? What are you even trying?
I don't get those kind of traders. I get Tony.
He'll take you to the shed.
Tony's a hard ass.
All right, guys. In my league, people overpay for every trade.
That's every league I've ever been in, man. If you want to get anything, you have to overpay.
No joke. All righty, guys. Let's get to some of these booms and busts. All righty. Let's start out with quarterbacks. And Kyle, I'll let you go first. And I know you're going to give me that boom.
I am going to give you that boom. But first, I'm going to give you my grievance that Tony took up all the QBs this week.
I knew that was coming.
Because apparently this was QB week for the Supers. So just a fair warning, when I get to my bust, it's going to be fairly obvious because there just wasn't anybody left to pick from. But my boom
snooze, you lose.
I try to be nice and let you go first, and you take full advantage.
Tony, take advantage
your life easier. Because I'm smarter, so I can pick around it easier. So I let you have the first.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, that makes sense. That actually makes sense. All right, Kyle, give me your boom.
You can't be smarter and better looking. That's just not fair. So I got the smartest. My boom is Dak Prescott playing against Minnesota. This thing has shootout potential written all over it. He's been playing really good the last couple of weeks. I think it continues, and he has a really good game against Minnie this week.
Man, I tell you, Dak has looked great since his return, and it's exciting stuff. And CeeDee Lamb's actually catching the ball, which is really nice. So
it's funny. He had that one really bad drop in that game, and he's just been on fire ever since.
Ever since, man. He hasn't lived that one down. That's been motivation for him, I feel like. So All right, Tony, give me your boom. I know you're going to stick to it.
Stick to what?
Booms
Boom.
first.
I will. Yeah, I will. I'll stick to my booms. Yeah. So, Daniel Jones, my boom for the week. This Detroit Lion defense has been exposed all season long. Don't look for that to stop this week versus Daniel Jones. And we saw what Justin Fields just did to them. Not that Daniel Jones can run the football the way Justin Fields can, but he is a little bit of a dual threat. So I think it's a tremendous matchup for him. I do think that he is going to set a higher floor, getting some of that rushing yards, from the quarterback position. And I like him as a start this week. I think, I see him as maybe a low end QB1.
I like that pick because, like you said, he's no Justin Fields, but just a couple of weeks ago, he did have a 100-yard rushing game.
Seriously.
So he is capable.
Yeah, 100%.
Totally agree with that. All right, Kyle, give me your bust.
All right, my bust is mediocre drum roll, Jacoby Brissett.
God, Kyle, could you pick someone less obvious? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot left to choose from. He's actually been pretty decent over the last few weeks as kind of a fill-in bye week guy and injury guy, what have you. But this week against Buffalo ain't gonna be it, Chief.
Chief.
I'm sorry, it's not.
I know it's really not. It's not a great matchup. All right, that gives you Jay Burr there, Tony.
Oh no, we're back to the nicknames.
Yeah, I like Joe Burrow as my bust for the week.
He almost said Jay Burr. You
almost got me on that one. You did. So they played Pittsburgh week 1 when TJ Watt was healthy, and they sacked Burrow 7 times in that matchup. And guess who's back healthy again? Back off IR, back healthy, playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers front line. And that's Mr. TJ Watt without Jamar Chase. I just think it's going to be a rough game for Burrow. This to me is kind of shaping up to be more of a defensive game. So he's a guy that I'm putting on my bust for the week.
It's amazing what a difference TJ Watt makes to that defense. The entire defense. It's just
100%.
His impact is incredible.
100%.
All righty. Let's go on to our running backs then. And Tony, we'll start with you on this one.
Well, I just kind of talked about Saquon Barkley as a potential sell high for what we just watched him do to the Houston defense where he absolutely shredded them. This is a historically bad rush defense. So this is more about matchup. Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson, if you've got either one of these guys on your roster, for me, both of them are starts. They're both going to be booms for me against this Houston defense. Not that either one of them is a Saquon Barkley, but Barkley had 75 yards in the first half alone. They rode him that game. What do you have? 35 touches, 35 rushing attempts against Houston. So look for each of these guys to get their share in this matchup. This is going to be a heavy run game plan, play good defense against that Houston offense. So I think game script is going to set up even more for these guys as the game progresses.
How did I know that 2 players from the same team, the same category, was going to be Tony?
Wait till we get to receiver.
I see it. I know it's going to be lopsided. I know. I already know.
We both got
that's the way we roll now.
There's 3 pairs of receivers.
What a horrible trend. So what's up, man? Thanks for dropping in here. All right, Kyle, what you got for me at running back?
I'm gonna give you my bust RB, Aaron Jones. He's already a boomer bust type player, but Tennessee's still one of the toughest run defenses in the league. It's a horrible matchup. I expect Aaron Rodgers to go completely ham throwing the ball this week
with his new toy
and not focus too much on the run game because of that. So Not looking forward to starting Aaron Jones in any lineups this week if I can help it.
Aaron Rodgers going ham Sammy, huh?
I
Alrighty.
believe so.
All right, Tony. Gimme.
Yeah, so it's funny because I just had this guy as my buy list for Wall Street, and now I'm putting on my bust for the week, and that's Mr. James Conner. So
Buy him after this week.
yeah, he is. He's definitely a guy that you have to start. You cannot bench him. He played almost 100% of the snaps last week. That is not going to change this week, especially since they cut, Benjamin, his backup. So they are. Here's what Arizona just told you. They are all in on James Conner. So if you're a James Conner owner, you're ecstatic. But this is just it's a brutal matchup for him this week versus that San Francisco defense. I'm just not crazy about having him in my starting lineup. If you do, certainly you can lower your expectations. Not sure you're going to get RB1, RB2 value out of him. Probably is more like an RB3, maybe flex type starter this week for Arizona.
Alrighty. Bye after this week. You heard it here first, folks. All right. That leaves Montgomery for you.
Yeah, man. He's my boom running back this week. Now, don't get me wrong. Justin Fields is still RB1 in this offense now. Now he is. He wasn't a few weeks ago, but he is now. But Khalil Herbert just went on IR, and they do still use these running backs. David Montgomery all of a sudden is a bell cow. As much as you can be a bell cow with Fields running the ball. If there was ever a week to feel confident starting him, it's this week against Atlanta. You've seen what teams have been doing all season against Atlanta on the ground. I think Monty has a really good week this week.
Yeah, with Herbert being out now, that's Monty's backfield, and well, it's Fields' backfield. But yes, like you said, yeah, I don't hate that pick. All right, guys, we are halfway through. We finished QBs and running backs. Before we go to wide receivers, tight ends, let's go over here to the chat and answer some of these questions here. First one up is one of our favorites, the Rate My Team. The new trend that has started.
We've never gotten these until this year.
It's so well in the last it started 4 weeks ago. It just started. I don't know. Also, is Bone Cutter your actual last name? I hope so. That is.
That's badass.
That is so
sounds
badass.
Sounds like a Viking. Are you a Viking?
It sounds like Jeffrey Dahmer's actual last name. I don't know. Anyways, rate this team. He's got Dak Jefferson, Amon-Ra, Pierce, Mixon. Come on, bro. You know this is good.
It's a 9 for me. You can do better at QB. As much as I love Dak, you can do better at QB.
Yeah, I
It's the
think
only
that's
thing holding you back. Well,
I kind of think so. I would say 8.5, just because
Well,
that tight end could also.
now your tight ends hurting you too. Yeah, that's a good point.
But but Hawkinson just got a huge upgrade with that trade, so it's looking better now than it was before. But to have Wilson and Fournette both on your bench, Jeff Wilson, the value there is ridiculous.
Yeah, dude, throw Fournette or Wilson with Dak or Hawk. Try to upgrade there.
Yeah, but very, very well done. That's a good one. I'm liking the Danny Dimes boom choice. Going to be at that game. Ooh,
Nice.
Fantastic. That sounds like it's going to be a cold game. Is that up in New York? Well, New Jersey, wherever it's played at, probably, right? Yeah, against Detroit.
They're going to be pretty chilly.
Middlelands.
It's chilly. Hey guys, is D-Hop for ETN a good trade?
Fair. I don't know which side is you or what your roster needs, but it's a
Which
fair.
one of those? Yeah, it's a fair trade, I think, right now. Tony, what do you think on that value?
Yeah, I mean, Etienne's got his bye this week. Arizona's bye is week 13. So they both have their buys. I will tell you that the one thing I do know for sure with Arizona is they've got a pretty tough schedule remaining for quarterback receivers. I'm looking at it right now. They've got there's San Francisco at the Chargers, I'm sorry, they're home for San Francisco Chargers, New England at Denver, Tampa Bay. That's through week 16. That's a pretty brutal remaining schedule. And then they're at Atlanta in week 17, which is nice. So I don't know what side of the deal you're on for that, McCrusher. If you need a receiver, I get it. If you need a running back, I get it. It's a win-win for both teams.
Yeah, I think that's a good analysis there. Olave or Swift non-PPR rest of season?
Non-PPR, you gotta go Swift, I think.
Really?
Situation matters. So I'm gonna say it depends on your roster makeup and which.
I had my answer as Olave because I read it wrong at first, and then I let that sway me. But I can't. I gotta go Olave. I love that kid. He's just too good.
Really?
Yeah. Give me Olave.
I was just wondering if the word "really" could sway you again.
No,
it worked with Tony saying "really." It just has more impact coming from.
When I said Swift out loud, it just didn't feel right. I was letting the non-PPR.
It's what's crazy is
I have to stick with Olave.
Okay.
What's crazy is I only like Swift in PPR because Jamal Williams dominates the touches there. So if it's non-PPR, I mean, what type of value does Swift bring? I'd much rather have Olave. PPR or non-PPR, I'm taking Olave both ways. Swift is not healthy.
What about when Swift is healthy? Oh, wait, that doesn't ever happen. So never mind.
Olave.
I couldn't pause a long time there because I knew Tony was about to say, when is that?
I'm not done. I'm going.
Swift is only healthy in the off season.
That's funny. Maybe. We don't know for sure. That's just they're not reporting on him in the off season. He's probably twisting his ankle going up and down stairs in his house or something. Who knows? Hey guys, 5-5 now, debating on waiver pickup. He's got 66 out of 100 fab remaining. There's his team. Let's see. Do we get okay? So soak that in, and then I'll give you the guys that are on the wire for him.
Okay.
I could probably name those off for you. Okay. So with that in mind, keeping that up there, here are the guys on waiver: Pacheco, B-Rob, Paris Campbell, Christian Watson, Darius Slayton. So the running backs available are Pacheco and B-Rob. Wide receivers are Campbell, Watson, and Slayton.
I'm taking B-Rob first. Yeah. I'd try to get B-Rob and Watson if I was you, though.
I would too, but I think I would put B-Rob first just because running backs are more shallow, and you don't have
B-Rob's a great flex for you this week.
Tony, are you kind of agreeing with this?
Well, I'm looking at his starting lineup, and so you've got Hurts and you've got Waddle. Can we trust DJ more? I mean, we've got the move taking place to Baker.
That's a good point.
Eckler, Aaron Jones. I do like Andrews, obviously. And so I think the biggest hole on this roster, as I look at it, is the receiver. So if you're trying to figure out where to allocate your fab, I'm probably bidding on Watson and who's the other? Is Peoples Jones out there?
It's well, I don't know if he's out there or not. It's not one that's listed. Campbell, Watson, and Slayton.
Yeah, is Peoples Jones out there?
Oh God, tell me Peoples Jones is out there.
Because that's the guy that I'd be trying to grab if I could.
Show me the money.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree. No, good catch on the DJ Moore. That name still has too much value for me, just the name alone. But yeah, I think this week with Baker back, maybe decent. But I don't really know.
I'd be starting Thielen over DJ Moore at this point, I think.
Man, that's sad to say, isn't it? All right, guys, just interrupt really quick. Head down to the link in the description of this video and get your entries in for this free signed Darnell Mooney jersey. And the secret word of the day is finally, in all caps, because Darnell Mooney is finally worth something in fantasy football. So finally, in all caps, will get you more entries into that giveaway. Link in the description of this video. We will give that away later tonight in our last call show. We'll give away that Darnell Mooney jersey. Go get your entries in right now to get that. Also, if you put in your email address in there, we will send you a link later this week to enter into our free DraftKings competition where you compete against us and try to beat the analysts. And whoever wins gets a free Bear Clothing FFN line t-shirt. So we'll be giving away a free t-shirt if you win. So
nobody won one the last 2 weeks because me and Corey were the only two that played it both weeks.
And Kyle beat me both weeks. So someone come beat Kyle's ass in there and get a free t-shirt, please.
I've been soaking DFS knowledge off of Tony and David for the last year.
Yeah, you won this week. That's right.
Dang. So come in there, compete, get you a free t-shirt. That's a sweet t-shirt too. We'll get that to you for free. And then again, go get your entries right now for that Darnell Mooney jersey, and then maybe some koozies, stickers, magnets. I don't know. We'll give away some other crap too. So just go enter and you'll get some free stuff. So, alrighty. There's no Peoples Jones available for Chris, by the way. So we're back to Campbell, Watson, and Slayton at wide receiver.
What about Gibson?
What about
Antonio Gibson out there? He said B-Rob. I'm just curious if Gibson is there.
Oh, I highly doubt that. He would have probably named him. So
yeah, because with the McKissick injury, I think Gibson is a guy I prefer to have in that offense.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, if not, you've got to go. I think you've got to try and make a run for one of those receivers.
Yep. Also, AJ, what's up, man? Yeah, so you're the only one that hit the like because I think everyone else hit the like earlier in our other broadcast for our technical difficulties. This is our second broadcast for the same dang live event. But no, thanks. Everyone go like this video if you don't mind. And subscribe if you haven't already. And Jorge, what's up, man? And no Gibson. So
okay.
Assume for that.
So yeah, I mean, put your weight. I mean, obviously you're going to try and get B-Rob then. You know, he has got a great matchup this week, so at least it solves your flex issue for the week. But you've got to get you've got to get a receiver that you can play at your number 2 spot with Waddle. And Waddle's out this week. So, you know, you need 2 starting receivers.
And the nice thing is it's fab, so you got a shot to get both B-Rob and Watson.
As every league also should be. I've got a lot of stipulations for leagues now. There are standards for a league for me to play in it at this point.
Once you find something, it's kind of like women. Once you find something you like, it's hard to change that up.
I tell you. Oh shit! I didn't realize my notifications were off. First of all, shame on you for your notifications being off. Second, how dare you be late because there's no World Series going on? Your team already lost that. So get your ass here on time, AJ. Gosh, I'm so disappointed. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Is that loss last night throwing him off?
Yeah, he doesn't know what to do with himself right now.
He came in purposely after the intro because he knows Wishlist is a.
Oh yeah, watch back on part 1. You want to see that intro with fantasy football Wishlist? I promise you do. All right, can I drop Brady for a streamer QB, Mariota or Cousins? Oh God. Maybe Cousins, I guess.
I wouldn't mind dropping for Cousins, but
Mariota needs to be benched.
I'd prefer to try to drop something else for a streamer QB than Brady. At some point, my grace period on Brady's going to run out, but it's not yet.
Yeah,
He's starting to turn it around a little bit the last couple of weeks. I think if they can replace Fournette coming out of the bye, give a little spark with White, could see a whole new Brady.
Yeah, maybe. All right, Foreman top 5 this week. against Baltimore.
He just says that every week now.
He's going to keep putting it up until finally. He did the same thing with Lockett. At some point, it's going to happen.
100 yards and a touchdown for Lockett. 100 yards and a touchdown. He said it for like 5-6 weeks, and he finally got it.
All right, full PPR. Which running back you got? What?
I'm just going to comment on Foreman.
Go for it. Comment on Foreman.
Did you see the line for that game? You guys, I follow all this stuff. You guys don't. The 12-point line. So Sushi, it's a 12-point line in Vegas. That means Vegas is expecting Baltimore to be well ahead in this game. If that is the case, they are not going to be riding D'Onta Foreman. D'Onta Foreman is not going to get the touches if they're playing from behind, from the onset here. So I think game script is going to hurt D'Onta Foreman this week. That's my point.
Full PPR, who you got rest of the season, Etienne or Kamara?
That's tough.
My heart says Kamara, but my head says Etienne.
That's exactly how
I agree with that.
The problem is they're not throwing a guy to football.
Yeah,
they're not utilizing him as a receiver. So you gotta go Etienne, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's that hurts. That hurts.
It does.
You couldn't have worded that any better, Tony. That's exactly. Woo.
Mind's telling me no.
Here's the other thing too, real quick. Because I just pulled up schedules. Listen to the next 3 games for Kamara: the Rams, the 49ers, and the Buccaneers, and then a bye. Oh, no, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah,
ETN. Even before that, it was ETN. That just solidifies it.
Yeah. The next thing with ETN, he's got Houston week 17.
God.
Yeah. I mean, that's like that. If you get to the fantasy championship, that's the guy you want in your starting lineup.
That's sick. That is sick. All right. One last one, and then we'll go back to the Boomer Bust board really quick. All right. Kadarius Toney, a good waiver pickup.
I don't think so.
I wouldn't get too excited about it, no.
Would he be a good streamer if Juju's out?
He's going to be a big-time Boomer Bust.
If Juju's out, maybe a flex in a deeper league. I'm not worried about him in 10s, though.
I'm not buying Kadarius.
Oh, snap. All righty. Let's get back to some booms and busts. Kyle, we'll start with you over here on wide receivers. Give me your boom or your bust.
Excuse me. Let's go bust first. You got them Pittsburgh receivers. Yeah, I went full Tony and did the full cores on both of mine this time.
Oh, come on.
This offense is a mess. Cincinnati's not a great matchup. Avoid.
Yeah, I am not a fan of that wide receiver core.
It
Even
is
with Claypool gone, it's still messy.
Yeah,
I want to let Kyle double up here because it looks like he's also taking 2 receivers for his boom.
Yeah,
finish it up, Kyle. Go ahead, bring it home.
I double Tony'd. Yeah,
you never go full Tony, Kyle. Never go full Tony.
Went full Tony. Yeah, my boom is the Green Bay receivers against Tennessee. It's a fantastic matchup. I couldn't pick one because I don't know for sure that Christian Watson is taking over, but against this defense, both could have a good game.
So helpful.
I mean, you kind of knew Trevon Diggs would not let Lazard have a great game the other day, and then Watson just bent us over a table. But this week, they could both have a really good game against Tennessee. That pass defense is just horrendous.
Speaking of horrendous, you guys in these freaking double ups, wide receiving cores, running back core, get out of here. Tony, your turn.
All I want to say is this. The double stacks at the boom and bust has been my go-to now for the past 2 seasons. And now
I'm trying to teach you a lesson, old man.
Huh?
Trying to teach you a lesson, old man.
And I think in keeping with the the what is it, the password or keyword or for the jerseys is what, finally?
Finally, in all caps.
Why finally?
Because Darnell Mooney is finally worth something in fantasy football.
I thought it was some type of shout out to The Rock.
No,
Finally,
no, it's Darnell Mooney
has
returned.
returned.
He's finally doing something. So we're giving away his jersey because he's finally doing something.
So give us some
people's eyebrows. Can you?
following with that kind of theme of the night of The Rock, I was going to say the jabroni beating, pie eating, trailblazing, eyebrow raising fantasy football professor goes to his double stack and throws out there Darnell Mooney and Chase Claypool as my bust.
If you smell what the professor is cooking.
If you smell what the professor is cooking.
Corey, what do you think about those picks?
Not falling for it.
It doesn't matter what you think about those picks.
I already knew. That's not falling for it. You know why I'm about to fall for it? Because I was just about to ask you the exact same question, the exact same thing to you.
Oh, that's so
why.
funny.
Kyle, you beat me to it by like 1 second because I was just about to say, like, Kyle, what do you think about that? It doesn't matter what you think about that. That's why when you beat me to it, I was like, nope, not saying it.
The first word that came out of your mouth, I was hitting you with it, though.
Do your spiel there, Tony, on these guys. What do you think about these guys?
Kyle, know your role and shut your mouth.
Fair enough.
Darnell Mooney and Chase Claypool. They got too many guys here on this offense that kind of spreading the ball around, and no clear wide receiver one. Fields wants to run the football, rightfully so. The guy's an elite runner, right up there with Lamar Jackson. So these receivers I think are going to continue to kind of be a concern for me in this offense with how they're setting this offense up for Mr. Justin Fields. So I'm off both of these receivers, got them both down as a bust. And then for my boom, I've got Mr. Rondale Moore. That'll even your board back out again. Just all over this guy. Even here's a kind of a stat for you. Even with DeAndre Hopkins back, this guy has been averaging around 25% target share in this offense. So they are definitely putting him in a position to get the ball in his hands in space, locked him into that slot role. Love me some Rondale Moore. And I think this is kind of be the angle they go. Connor to me is a bust against this defense. Rondale Moore over the middle without Ertz. Like this guy a lot in this game. I actually, I have him I see him as a top 10, top 12 receiver on the week.
Ooh. Big words. That's kind of what Kyle went with the Aaron Jones and the Green Bay receivers too. Bad run week, good receiving week. So,
yeah.
All right, Tony, give us your tight ends. We'll just let you keep rolling there.
Yeah. So my boom tight end for the week is Mr. George Kittle. A George Kittle game is due, and he's at Arizona. This is going to be probably a tendency or set itself up to be a little bit more of a shootout. So George Kittle is going to have to get involved in this passing game, like him this week, to surprise as a top 5, top 4 tight end on the week. Like him a lot in this matchup.
No joke. All righty. Kyle, give me your boom or bust tight end.
Me too, my boom. Greg Dulcich. Or Dulcich. I still can't say it right. Greg the tight end.
Oh, Greg.
Had a down week last week. I think he bounces back in a big way this week against Vegas. Really, really good matchup for tight ends. Keep him in your lineups.
Oh, Greg, get him in your lineups.
Get Greg the tight end in your lineups.
Alrighty. Greg Olson? Is that? I'm so confused, Kyle. You got to be specific.
Greg the Bronco tight end.
All right. Tony.
Greg the Broncos. We're professionals here, that's for sure.
I'm about to
Greg-
Google Denver tight end Greg and see what comes up.
It's almost like the Native American name for like Greg Horse's ass. Greg the Bronco tight end.
I got you.
Get Greg Horse's ass in your lineups this week.
You're a horse's ass, so that makes sense.
Most of the time.
Oh,
Got
taking
him.
low blows.
All right, Tony, give me your bust.
It's not a burn if I agree with it, you guys.
Told you.
I've got down Dalton Schultz as my bust for the week. Kind of a surprise pick, but still a little bit gimpy. Doesn't seem like he's back 100%. He is garnering a decent target share in this offense, but I'm looking for CeeDee Lamb to continue to emerge. Michael Gallup coming on. Yeah, I'm looking to see what's going on with Zeke. If Zeke is out, then I'd like Schultz even less as they get Tony Pollard more and more in the mix. So Schultz, for me, I've got him down as a bust.
All I have to say is, how dare you? How dare you, Tony?
Yeah, we used to be friends, but also apparently AJ thinks we used to be professionals. Still are.
Really?
Used to be too. I love how that's worded. I love
sorry.
That whole thing is such a roller coaster of emotion. Like, used to be professionals. Oh, still are. Yeah, but used to be too. Oh.
AJ, nobody cares what you think about us. Love that. All right. And Kyle, that leaves you with your Captain Obvious choice.
Yep. Kyle Pitts.
It's the Pits.
I know. They're playing Chicago. It's a good matchup for running backs and receivers, but it's actually not for tight ends. I don't know if it's a coincidence. People just don't happen to throw because they don't have much at linebacker. But between that and the Atlanta offense being a complete clusterfuck and Kyle Pitts being my heartbreaker of the year, yeah, bust.
Seems like it's every week almost. And then every once in a while, he'll show us that we're wrong and then go right back to it. Alrighty, let's get to our super smashes and super crashes. This can be any position that you want it to be. And these are who you think are going to be the overall booms and busts for the week. Kyle, let's start with you. You can go either super smash or super crash. Which one you want to go with?
Let's go super smash. I know Tony was down on Burrow, but I actually have T. Higgins as my super smash.
Oh, shit.
I still like him a whole lot in this matchup. And he can have a good game, and Burrow can still, not put up good fantasy numbers. And that's pretty much exactly what I expect to happen.
Okay.
Still no Jamar Chase. I think Higgins is top 10 receiver this week.
Yeah, I mean, he's their best option for sure, receiving there. So, alrighty. Tony, which one you going to give me here?
Getting my super smash, I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson. Coming off the bye, looking like Mark Andrews is going to be back in this lineup against a middle-of-the-pack defense in Carolina. At home, this to me just kind of has the feel and the look of being a blow-up game for Lamar. I already told you that the line in Vegas is a 12-point line. So I'm all over Lamar Jackson this week.
I like it. Also, apparently, that's a famous Mitch Hedberg line. Look him up. I actually know who Mitch Hedberg is. I
know who he is. I love stand-up comedy, but he's not really my cup of tea.
I like him. I think he's pretty funny, but I just wouldn't know that line.
Also, I haven't seen Mitch Hedberg in years. He passed away a while back.
Yeah. All right. Let's go with your super crashes. Kyle, give me your super crash.
Michael Pittman. I know they put Matt Ryan back in, but they seem recommitted to the run, and they're playing Philly. That's a hard pass for me.
That's a tough pass for Matt Ryan, too.
Hard pass for me. Terrible pass for Ryan and Pittman.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That Eagles D is just, well, it's not shutting everyone down. Apparently, Heineke knows what he's doing. Ouch. Alrighty. Tony, give me your super crash.
I'm going with Mr. Derek Carr as
You
my
don't
super
say.
crash. The wheels are falling off the bus in Vegas. They're down Renfro. They're down Waller. We're seeing them. They're, Devontae's getting doubled up. And by the way, they're playing at Denver this week. Divisional game, always tougher games. And Denver has been the absolute worst matchup for opposing quarterbacks so far on the season. So everything to me says you've got to keep Derek Carr out of your starting lineup this week.
Yep. That offense has just been so bad. Oh, okay, guys. That concludes our booms and our busts. Take a gander at that really quick, and then we'll head over to some more chat questions and discussion. Alrighty, let's get that off.
Chitty chat.
Little chitty chat. Alrighty, let's see. Jorge says just got offered Mike Evans and Walker for Patterson, AJ Brown. Worth it.
I would take that.
Yeah, I would take that.
Mike
I
Evans.
love Kenneth Walker, man.
Yeah, him and Evans
Basically-
for AJ Brown, essentially.
Basically flipping AJ Brown for Evans and Kenneth Walker. Patterson, he was in our Wall Street segment tonight, so
Yep.
I'm moving Patterson.
Yep. Let's see. Also, D Cook Debo got Mike Evans and Walker.
We get the same offer for Cook and Debo.
Sounds that way.
I'm less inclined to do that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd probably still do it.
What you want?
Walker and Cook feels like a wash, and Evans feels like an upgrade over Debo at this point.
So you
Okay.
want the Evans Walker side, right, Kyle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather have the other deal, though.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I'd much rather have trade
I'd much rather trade
Patterson
off
than AJ Brown.
Patterson and Cook, yeah.
Yep.
Or I know you have Fournette. Trade him.
AJ was spending time with his wife. Now that
Watching Yellowstone, that's acceptable.
yeah.
I watched it yesterday.
Yep.
I love that fucking show.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Let's see. Drop
Yes.
Duvernay?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not excited about Duvernay at all.
Mm.
Let's see. I said Washington. Come on, boys. I'm all Eagles, but I know divisional game. Can't win every game. The World Series was disappointing for sure, man. Yeah, I mean, you can't win every game, but you should beat Washington every time. Oof, that was rough. And that was another backup quarterback you were going against, and another. Did I stress another backup quarterback you were going against? Let's see. I just offered Fournette, Patterson for Henry. What do you think? I think you will not get that.
You won't get it, but if you do, that's a great trade.
Yeah, I just don't think you'll get that at all. Lines don't matter, Tony. Washington was plus 11.5. Yep. Lines matter.
That's why they play the game, man.
All right. Ooh, that was the first time Tony says sell on Kamara. Tony loves some Kamara. He does. I mean, don't we all when Kamara's being utilized? But Tony said it over and over again. He's not being utilized correctly. So
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? Is Tony a dynasty? Yes. For you too. AJ is saying yes, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
you just want
absolutely.
Dynasty.
yeah. Heavy PPR league with low bench spots and good flex options. I have Kittle and Ertz. It's a deep league, and I need a backup tight end now or other deep.
Waiver options.
Yeah, we need to know.
Oh, he's just asking for suggestions. Is
I
that?
guess, but it's hard to know without.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've got Ertz's replacement.
Yeah,
Talked about him tonight.
McBride, right?
Bride's a really good deep leaguer. Nobody has him yet. I guarantee you.
You know, another guy too that I think I like a lot more maybe than most. But Foster Moreau is a good streamer right now with Waller out the next 3 weeks, especially with Renfro. So we saw him really utilized in that passing offense this past week. He should have had a second touchdown reception. So he's another kind of guy that I do like deep waiver option if he's available.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know like how deep of a option you're needing, but maybe a Kylan Granson perhaps is a deeper guy you could grab still. I'm guessing guys like Hayden Hurst and Juwan Johnson are already snagged up.
Juwan Johnson might be there. He's been a little unreliable. We'll see. Mixon or King Henry? Who's better rest of season? Give me King Henry. Especially because playoffs for Henry is great. For Mixon is the worst. So give me King Henry there for sure.
Yeah, just kind of going back to schedules again. Got Chargers in week 15 and Houston in week 16. I want the team playing Houston during the fantasy playoffs.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Oh my gosh, it's just so pretty. Okay.
Seriously, Henry might rush for 400 yards in that game.
He might.
Yeah, it's not really an exaggeration. That might
4 yards, 8 touchdowns. Like, yeah, dude.
That might actually happen. I got Mooney and still don't want that jersey. I hope we draw your name, AJ. Gosh. I'm sending it to you. Is that considered hate mail if I send that to you? I hate how the Niners haven't used Debo. Now he just looks like a bum on my bench.
I feel that.
It's wild, dude.
I feel that in my bones.
But they're not utilizing that talent. It's like not throwing to Kamara. Same thing. Like, what are you doing?
I just can't believe they paid him so much money to throw the ball to Ayuk.
Why?
Like, what are y'all doing?
It's depressing, is what it is. But yeah, Niners have so many weapons. Yeah, but use them all. Jeez.
That's the thing. You can't use them all every game. Next week, maybe Debo goes off and the running backs don't do squat. You just never know.
But I don't get what you just said. That's what doesn't add up to me. Like if they knew what they were getting in Debo, it's not like they signed him from another team. He's been part of this team. They paid the guy $73 million in the offseason, and they throw the ball to him once. I don't get that.
Makes no sense.
And he's healthy.
Wild. Just wild. Picking up Paris Campbell and Freiermuth or Hurst. Probably Freiermuth out of all them. Probably has the best value.
Well, Freiermuth was a sell, so Hurst will have better short-term value just because Chase is out.
What do you think, Tony?
Look, Freiermuth has been getting a good target share in the offense, but it's just they're not a very potent offense. So, I'm looking at the guy who maybe gives me a higher ceiling and gives me more upside rest of season. Hurst has carved out a nice role as well, almost 20% of the target share. So I'm probably leaning towards Hurst. And I'm also looking at the quarterback. I want the guy catching balls from Joe Burrow.
Makes sense. Freiermuth just gets more targets, and so but it's from a better Hurst definitely gets from a better quarterback. That makes a big difference. It really does.
I think the
Situation
problem with
matters.
Pittsburgh is Tomlin is a defensive-minded coach. They don't really have a strong offensive coordinator, and they're lacking an offensive identity.
Yep.
So Freiermuth has carved out a nice little target share in the offense. But even at that, like I said, I think his ceiling is 5 catches for 50 yards. That's his ceiling.
Yep. Stevenson, Kittle, D. Johnson for Debo, Palmer, Patterson.
What side of that is he on? Do you know? Is he on the Ramondre Stevenson side?
He currently owns Patterson and Debo. He's on that side, so he'd be trading
If you could get Ramondre Stevenson, I would do that in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, I would do that. Let's see. Which side of this do you like from Mr. Bonecutter? Derrick Henry and Gabe Davis, or Kamara, Kirk, and Rondell Moore? That's tough.
I like it more on the Derrick Henry side if you are good at receiver. But if you need receiver help, Kirk and Rondale Moore are nice.
Very nice.
Jeff with Media joined.
Yeah.
I think in a vacuum, probably Kamara, Kirk, and Moore is higher value.
Yeah.
100%.
Even though Derrick Henry is nice.
Yeah, Derrick Henry. Very nice. Let's see. Get Devin Duvernay.
Not worried about it.
Nah.
Oh, well, he's in that
Return league,
but I still wouldn't worry about it.
nah. Lamar versus Carolina or Fields versus Atlanta?
Fields.
Give me Fields all day.
Can't bench Fields right now.
Oh, Kyle, here's kind of a quick. Here's he died from an OD. He says, "I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to." I used to too. And then he died from an OD. Woo! Ouch.
Surprise.
Let's see. Let's see. I traded Walker for AJ straight up earlier in the season. Not sure who won that trade. Just depends on kind of what your roster looks like, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a fair trade. It just
I don't
depends
hate
on
that.
the position
I
you
don't hate
need,
that.
or it depends on who won, I guess.
Yeah. Good. He found 2 teams they played that didn't have their backup going. Good.
Good for you.
Fantastic. It's been 9 games. You've had 2 teams without a backup.
Well, Kirk Cousins is one of the best examples you can come up with, though.
That's bad. Did that say Jacob Media? No, it did not. It did not say Jacob Media.
What?
I think when our
Jeff
yeah. Oh, it said Jeff Media, probably. Jeff with Media. Yeah, that's probably what you heard. So Media does help sponsor this, and Media is the mobile press conference in the palm of your hand. It is a mobile app that allows you to record a press conference. It puts the step and repeat behind you. You can customize that. Has the microphones up in front of you. It's a really cool app. You can download the videos, post them on other social media, things of that sort. If you go sign up on it, and then in the link in our description, if you go put your username in there, not only will you get more entries into our drawing for the jersey, but you'll also get 10 free coins on their app. They will give that to you. So go do that. Go download that app and go put your name, your username for that app in our drawing so that you can get that. Let's see. Let me get back over here. Also, for more entries into that Darnell Mooney jersey giveaway, the secret word or whatever to get more entries is finally, in all caps, FINALLY, finally, because Darnell Mooney is finally worth something in fantasy football, and we've been waiting for it all dang year. Let's see. DeAndre Swift's season is up in here. He has a redraft roster question, so he's going to type that up for us. Who in the flex, Connor or Debo or Garrett Wilson?
Connor.
Tony?
Guess you got to go Connor.
Yeah. It's not a great matchup, but out of those options,
Yeah, I think that's how it was. Okay. Wait, go for it, Tony.
I was just gonna say I would say Garrett Wilson, but I don't like him at New England. Just New England defense has been ridiculous, and this is usually when they come on this time of year. So staying away from that game.
No doubt. All right, let's hit up these last two here, and then we'll switch over to the waiver show. All right. So a while ago, so I don't know if you guys remember, but I'm getting Etienne in the D-Hop and Etienne trade. So now my team will be Burrow, Higgins, Gabe Davis, Josh Jacobs, Etienne, and Njoku, and Peoples-Jones. Get that Burrow Higgins stack. Jacobs, Etienne.
Okay. I like it. Looks good.
Yeah. I don't know that I love Gabe Davis as your second wide receiver there, but
I do like Peoples-Jones.
Yeah, I like Peoples-Jones a lot.
Yep. All right, let's get DeAndre Swift season up in here. So it's a 12-team, full PPR. You see his roster there. Trade deadline. Should I make a move for RB1 with all my wide receivers? Yes, absolutely.
Totally.
Najee has let you down. Luckily, you have Foreman, so that's nice. But you could probably package one of those wide receivers with Gibson. Patterson kind of lost all of his.
Put Patterson and Evans
Chains.
together and try to get you RB or something.
You could probably get 2 RBs.
Or Najee and Evans.
Yeah, you have a ton of good wide receivers.
And look, Najee and Foreman. I mean, so Foreman and if you trade Foreman and Lockett and Najee and Cooks or something like that, you can probably make a couple trades and upgrade your running backs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't trade Hurts. Just don't trade Hurts or Diggs. Probably.
Yeah, do not do that.
Those are your 2 not to trade. Other pieces, you've got a lot of good other pieces to work with there. So work with those.
There you go. Cadillac throwing out the deal.
Cadillac's got a good
Stevenson. I like it.
Yeah, I like that too.
Oh, I missed it. It's all the way down at the bottom, and I don't want to lose my spot. Oh, no. Ugh.
He just said Higgins and Foreman for Stevenson or Jacobs. I like it for Stevenson.
Let's see. Yeah, Higgins and Foreman for Stevenson or Jacobs. Yeah, I like that. All righty. Trade Hurts. Stinks. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this show. We're going to switch over to the waiver. They will be on here in just, I don't know, 1 or 2 minutes. So stick around for that. Don't forget to get in there and get your entries for the jersey giveaway that's going on later tonight. And we'll see you in a little bit.
Yo, what's going on, Jeff?
What's going on, JV? Good to see you, brother. Hoping that you're COVID free, man.
Yeah, it was COVID JV for a while last week, and then I gave it over the phone to our brother Seven. So it's just gonna be you and me, I guess, tonight. But there's gonna be some controversy tonight. I know that's what's gonna happen because that's just what happens when you combine JV and Jeff.
That's it. That's it. That's all right. I'm ready for it, man. I'm ready for it.
Man, yeah, we got the waivers tonight. So me and Jeff are gonna cover all your top waiver acquisitions of the week. I'm ready to dive right into things. Personally, I'm pretty rattled after that Monday Night Football game, Eagles Commanders. That was something else. I didn't expect the Commanders to take down the Eagles undefeated.
Well, sometimes it's those teams, man, especially that's the one thing I like about Heineke, man. He's just got one of them gritty type dudes. And I think he's getting those guys. Although that horrible call against my player in a bunch of my leagues, Dallas Goedert, that was absolutely ridiculous. Now he's hurt and possibly missing about a good 4 weeks when I'm starting to need him probably.
Mm-hmm.
But anything can happen. That's what happens any given Sunday or now Monday.
Exactly. AJB, two horrible calls. There was definitely that face mask, and that was just unfortunate, that fumble there at the end. But yeah, let's roll right into the waivers this week. Thursday Night Football, we got Packers and Tennessee, Jeff. Christian Watson, I mean, how can you not have this guy at the top of your waiver list, at least looking at him after the performance that he had last week?
I mean, definitely. I think Aaron Rodgers has found and now there's no more excuses for Aaron Rodgers. He's found another receiver. Hopefully, another 2 weeks he gets Dobbs back as well. And I think those two rookies are going to be the foundation going forward. But Christian Watson finally showed up and showed he's everything that they thought he was going to be. And he didn't do it against a Lions defense. Mm-hmm. He didn't do it against a putrid Jacksonville defense or anything like that. He did it against the Dallas Cowboys defense with Diggs and them boys back there. So he shows he's the real deal.
Yeah, I mean, he only had 4 receptions, but he made the most of it. 107 yards and 3 touchdowns after basically what was, a down season so far. I mean, Aaron Rodgers obviously was disappointed in some of his performance. He dropped that long bomb touchdown early on in the season, and I think at that point, Rodgers kind of lost the trust. But after this week, I don't see why they wouldn't be going at him. So I wouldn't mind targeting Christian Watson, as he should be available in most of your leagues. Right now, 17% ownership on Sleeper. So he should be available in your leagues. I would at least put something in to try and pick him up this week. Moving over to the Bucs too, with a big win over Seattle in Germany. Talking about that crowd too, fantastic game. Love to see the NFL expanding out into different parts of the world. Rachaad White with 107 yards, 22 attempts rushing. Jeff, what are your thoughts on this stud?
I was shocked and appalled since my Seahawks gave up so many rushing yards. But yeah, I mean, I could see it coming. I could see them starting to move him, get him the ball, get him more acclimated into the offense. I don't think he's totally going to supplant Leonard Fournette, but he is there to stay. And he showed he is a real threat to taking over carries. Anytime that Fournette misses right now is just playing more into White's time. So if he has another big game, especially if Fournette is going to be out this week with that hit pointer, this dude could really start paying dividends during the playoff positioning time for fantasy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's been one of those guys who's been talked about kind of as a prospect throughout the season, but he hasn't really shown too much. I mean, he's had a few big games here and there, but this week with 22 rushing attempts, I just don't think you can go wrong at that point. If they're going to feed him the ball, then you're going to want to target that, especially if you're lacking at the running back position. Tampa does have a bye next week, so that might also free up some room on the waiver wire if you want to target him, because I don't think people are going to be as prominent to go after him on a bye week. The number 3 guy, and I wasn't able to tune into the episode last week, but I had mentioned and wanted you guys to talk about Deshaun Watson. He's coming back sooner than we know. He's right around the corner on a comeback. Jeff, you think it's worth at least taking a dive at a guy like Watson? You think that he could kind of explode to end the season off and maybe lead you to a playoff championship?
Yes, and that's exactly what I said last week. With some of the quarterback play, if you drafted a guy like Matt Ryan and then tried to switch over to Ellinger, if you got some of these suspect quarterbacks, if you had Matt Stafford, if you drafted my little mouse guy in Arizona.
Oh, Kyler Murray.
If you drafted Kyler Murray, man, if you drafted Jimmy G, I mean, hell, if you drafted Justin Herbert, I picked him up in one of my leagues, man, and I got Aaron Rodgers and Justin Herbert as my quarterbacks. So if you got Russell Wilson, man, there's so many. You need to be on the waiver. You should have gotten him last week just to see what this dude could do. I mean, even if I believe he's going to do more than Brissett. I'll just put that right there. He's got weapons with Cooper and now Donovan Peoples-Jones moving up. Why wouldn't you take a chance on this dude with all of the sketchy quarterback play that's been going on this year?
Right. Well, and I talked about it at the start of the season. Deshaun Watson is, when playing, when healthy, when not suspended for that matter, he's a top 5 talent in the league. I mean, to see what he did in Houston with whatever he was given, a terrible team. He brought them to a playoff appearance, and they just nearly beat the Chiefs. I mean, I don't want to remind any Texans fans of that game, but they were a phenomenal team. He's a phenomenal quarterback, and put him on an offense, with Amari Cooper, with Nick Chubb, with Kareem Hunt, with David Njoku, who should be coming back very shortly. There's a lot of potential for that offense to really evolve into an elite tier passing and run threat. So I really think Deshaun Watson's at least worth a look, if not, if you haven't already stashed him on your bench starting last week. Jeff, Kadarius Toney, let's talk about it. Kansas City wide receiver. He got shipped over from the Giants earlier on this season. 19 points against Jacksonville in Week 10. Is there room for him to continue this production, or is this just, hey, Mecole Hardman got 3 bombs, Kadarius Toney got 3 bombs, but it's not going to happen again?
It's going to continue. Again, that was another guy that I talked about last week, because you need to notice the ways that they used him. They used him in the slot. They had him returning kicks. They had him getting the ball out of the backfield. They had him everywhere. So when you got a guy like that in the Chiefs offense, he's valuable. And now you got Juju out with that concussion. You don't know how long he's going to be out. So even if Hardman comes back, this guy, I think, has earned the trust of not just Andy Reid, but I think he's earned the trust of Patrick Mahomes as well. So, I mean, if you were looking for anybody to fill that Tyreek Hill role, this is the guy to do it. He's got that same quick he may not be as fast, but he's quick. He's got that same quick twitch, and he's elusive. So as he just showed, this past week, this is only his second game in that offense, man. So that's the thing. I think it's just going to continue to go up. He's going to continue to just get acclimated more and more. And you got to think about when Patrick Mahomes is at his most dangerous, is when he's trying to make something happen. Now he's got another receiver that does the same thing.
So, in your opinion, even with still a stacked offense, I mean, forget Tyreek Hill, they still have Juju Smith, Mecole Hardman's going to come back, Travis Kelce, they have talent in the backfield, Hilaire, Pacheco. You still think that there's room for a guy like Tony to have a consistent role?
Yeah, this dude is different. That's what I'm saying. You know, I think he's filling the void that they thought they were going to get, even though MVS scored, Valdez Scantling scored last week. You know, he's still not a huge part of that offense. This dude has come in 2 games and has paid dividends. And I think in a creative system like Reed and Bieniemy put out there, they're going to continue to find ways to get this dude the ball. So,
yeah. I mean, you never really know. I mean, you could have like 5th string receivers scoring touchdowns in that offense on any given week. Hell, you could have old linemen scoring touchdowns in that Kansas City offense. You know,
exactly.
So it's like, you know, they could throw Jeff in there on.
There you go.
Wide receiver screen, right? So I can't promise we'll see him ever again. He'll probably be hospitalized for the rest of rest of his life.
One hit, I'm out.
But that's just how the offense rolls. So I don't really think that you can go wrong when you're buying into a high-powered offense like that. Deeper leagues, I don't mind Tony at all as a pickup. Play him on a week if you need big points. He could be that guy, especially with Mahomes throwing him the rock. We're moving to an offense that, isn't necessarily captained by a Mahomes echelon quarterback, Matt Ryan and the Colts. But listen, Matt Ryan had his career high rushing, 39 yards rush last week, and I can't tell you that he didn't look elusive. I mean, he was fired up about that rush. And one particular target of his is Paris Campbell, who we've talked about him over and over and over again. It just seems to come back every few weeks that he has a big week. And this past week, I mean, he had 20 points. Do you trust him to produce with Matt Ryan as the quarterback? Does Matt Ryan have too much of a threat with his legs that Campbell just is going to be inconsistent? What are your thoughts here?
That's definitely not going to happen. I think that was the only time, like I said, I think I could have ran through the hole that they gave Matt Ryan to run through. But yeah, if you notice, before Matt Ryan was benched, he was developing a rapport with Paris Campbell. The only thing that interrupted that was him being benched and Ellinger coming in. Right. So it's almost like they picked up where they left off. I don't know what happened. I don't know what type. I guess he did have some sort of medical procedure, but his ball looked a lot better as he threw it. So I still don't trust that offense that much. I'd have to see I hate to be like this, but they were playing the Raiders. The Raiders might make me look good at quarterback. So, I don't know how much stock you can put into it. This week, they are against the Patriots, I believe it is.
Yeah, this week they're up against Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. I knew they were up against a tough defense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm not trusting anybody in that offense against a pissed off Philadelphia Eagles. Defense. So that's going to be an issue. If Matt Ryan actually has a decent, when I say a decent game, I'm talking about one throwing touchdown. Yeah. If he has a decent game, then I might feel safe playing him against other AFC South opponents such as Jacksonville and the Texans, if they have any of those left coming down their schedule now. But yeah, so I'm using this as a test because I do have Matt Ryan in one of my leagues. It's a 2-quarterback league. So I am going to watch and see what he does this week. I'm not expecting anything big. If he gets one touchdown, that's a plus. So
that's going to be a win this week for Matt Ryan. The Philadelphia defense all year long. In leagues that you're holding defenses, it seems like those have just shrunk over the past few years. But in leagues that you're holding the Philly defense, you're literally not picking up another defense for the rest of the year. They have been stellar. You can see them let up 30 points, and they're still going to score you 8 fantasy points at minimum because of the turnovers that they continue to produce. So, listen, again, I agree with you here, Jeff. If Matt Ryan's not playing a bottom 10 defense, you're lucky to see him get 150, 200 yards and maybe scratch out a touchdown. The Colts just happened to strike lucky, I think, against a suffering Raiders team this just overall throughout the entire season.
Yep.
Moving over, running backs, Gus Edwards for the Ravens. He's going to get a big role this week with the receivers hurt on that offense. You think that he could maybe provide some sort of value this upcoming week? They are playing the Carolina Panthers, who, just haven't had the best defense all year long.
Yeah, and that's the only thing that it's teams like the Ravens right now that are, killing us fantasy-wise with all the injuries and everything, because now at the running back position, it's just the hot hand. Kenyon Drake ran crazy. What was that? The Monday before last Monday.
Right,
so
right.
It's like, is he going to be the guy that's running with the hot hand? It's going to be him and Edwards now getting the ball with Justice Hill mixed in. So you've got a real running back by committee. The one thing to say is somebody's going to score a running touchdown, but now you got 4 guys to choose from. Is it going to be Lamar Jackson? Is it going to be Kenyon Drake? Is it going to be Gus Edwards, or is it going to be Justice Hill?
Yeah.
We don't know. So that's the whole thing. If you are trying to maybe run him in the flex position just to see, but that's the only thing that kills me, man. I like to not deal with sure things, but at least I know that whoever I'm running in there is getting a good 70% of the snaps, and I don't know how they're going to bring Gus Edwards back right now.
You know what? It's hard. We talk like 2-headed monster, 2-headed backfield. This is a 4-headed backfield without like J.K. Dobbins, right? Like this is insane. The running back committee has evolved into a whole nother level on this team. I mean, it's literally you get a touchdown. Oh wait, we're gonna take you out of the game plan.
That's it.
Just because we don't feel like adding you on this week. I mean, Kenyon Drake out of nowhere. This guy hasn't produced at all since Arizona, and he comes out and he looks like prime Le'Veon Bell. So
exactly,
it's like you're really playing a guessing here,
Right.
So I don't think that you could bet your money on a guy like Gus Edwards.
That's exactly, and that's you actually said the thing that's most important with them having a lot of receivers down. I think Kenyon Drake is a better receiver out of the backfield than Gus Edwards is. So that's why I think they might be leaning more towards having Drake play more snaps than throwing Edwards in there. Edwards might get you a touchdown. He might be the goal line vulture guy, but I don't know after that showing that Kenyon Drake put on last week.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to take a quick minute here, and I'm just going to shout out this giveaway that the network's got going on. So we got a signed Darnell Mooney jersey. The winner is going to be announced tonight during the last call segment. So I believe that's in an hour or two. You can use the link in the description below to enter the giveaway. And lucky enough, we have our man Jeff from MEedia here. Jeff, if you want to plug anything about your MEedia coins, I also think you guys got something rolling with the network.
Yes. We're giving away 10 free MEedia coins. MEedia coins allow you to do certain things within the app, certain functionality. We're going to have a lot of pro players coming on where you can use those coins to ask them questions or answer questions that they have for you, and also allows you to win, have chance to win prizes. But the best thing about coins is they translate into cash. So the more coins you stack up, you can withdraw those coins into cash that go right into whatever card you have linked up on the MEedia platform. The MEedia platform is actually being released tomorrow. We're not doing anything with huge bells and whistles. We plan to do that all the way through playoffs. like I said, by having certain players come out and go ahead and ask you guys questions. We will let you know weekly who's going to be on and who you guys can engage with.
I love it. Yeah.
Press conference. Yes, sir.
Hey, media is the next big thing. You want to invest in that as soon as possible. And hey, who doesn't love money? I mean, if you wanna buy in, free 10 coins. There you go. You could be talking to Tom Brady real soon. That's all I gotta say. We're gonna hop over to a few questions before we get back to the waivers here. We got would you trade Jonathan Taylor, Tyler Lockett, and Montgomery for Kenneth, Pollard, and Rondale Moore?
When you say Kenneth, are you talking about Kenneth Walker?
I'd assume he's talking about Kenneth Walker here.
I would say pull that trigger.
Yeah.
Pull it. Get it. Because, I mean, basically, this was an aberration this past week in Germany for Kenneth Walker. The ground was horrible. Tampa Bay has some of the fastest linebackers there are. I think they were ready to stop that running game by any means necessary. But going forward, I think he is going to continue to do what he's been doing and running crazy over opponents. So I'm saying, yeah, I would go ahead and go with that.
Hey, I mean, Kenneth Walker still had 13 points this week. That's not even that bad.
Right.
He's got a bye next week, so just watch out for that if you're going to pull that trigger this week. But listen, those are three guys that I really, really like, and it'll segue very nicely into who I wanted to really talk about is Rondale Moore. But I just want to cover this last question here. It was mentioned already. 10-man PPR league, 1 QB league. Quarterbacks Joe Burrow and Geno Smith. He's got Brian Robinson, Dante Foreman, Kenyon Drake, Zeke. He's got Lamb, Jay Jettis, Godwin, Sutton, Kelsey. RB package recommendations.
You can definitely go ahead and package Zeke. Someone. Yeah, since you've got CeeDee Lamb, I don't like having two guys on one team. Plus, it's really looking like Pollard is going to be eating into that. Matter of fact, you might even want to try to get rid of Kenyon Drake at a high value right now because you don't know what's going to happen from week to week with that Ravens offense. The more that Gus Edwards starts to get, healthier and reacclimated, so maybe go with Kenyon Drake and Zeke and try to get somebody, like an Aaron Jones, you can try. I doubt anybody's really giving up Kenneth Walker, but you can try it after this, what they looked at as a down game. I would try to take those two RBs and definitely try to go ahead and get a top tier running back. You need a true RB1 right now. B-Rob is about a RB2 at best, maybe RB3. Foreman, he's high 1 week, low 1 week. So you want somebody. I don't know if somebody might give up. I doubt somebody will give up Saquon right now, but you can try. You could try, man.
Yeah, that's really where I was going to go. Honestly, I give up or package for that matter. Kenyon Drake and Zeke. Kenyon Drake is really going to be the prize of that trade because everybody knows that Pollard is buying into the carries in Dallas. But if you want to package those guys, I mean, I can't guarantee you that you get a big name running back, but if you get maybe a low end RB1 at that point, that's pretty solid for a team that's just stacked at the receiver position because you're playing your receivers in your flex with that type of team. Hey guys, 5-5. I got Hurts, Waddle, DJ Moore, Eckler, Aaron Jones, Andrews, Folk, Eagles D. I like the Eagles D. Got Thielen on the bench in for Waddle this week.
How are you 5-5?
I was just about to say, I really think the team looks solid. This must be like a format or something. Somebody's team must be stacked somewhere.
Yeah, man.
He's got 66 of 100 fab left. Should I go all in on any of these guys? Pacheco, B-Rob, Christian Watson, Campbell, or Slayton? We talked about Christian Watson. Jeff, you want to touch on any of the other guys you like there?
I definitely like you shouldn't go all in, but if you can sneak out a Slayton, that might be a good one as well. If you can try to slide in, if Pacheco and B-Rob are still there, then yeah, you must have a low. It must be like a 18 league or something, or what? I don't know if there's anybody I'd go all in on. If anything, I would go ahead and go at Watson because he could end up being a wide receiver 2 if he happens to become the wide receiver 1 in Green Bay, which possibly could happen.
Mm-hmm.
The other guys, there's still other guys that are kind of equivalent that I think you can get on the cheap. One guy that we haven't even talked about with Cooper Kupp being out, if Stafford comes back, is Van Jefferson. Right now they are in need of another receiver. So Slayton's been killing it right now because they have no other receivers really.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody is looking at. I'm putting everything in on Slayton. So if you're going to go ahead and spend a lot of money, I would definitely say Christian Watson. Who else did he have as his running backs?
He said that he had Hurts, Waddle, DJ Moore, Eckler, and Aaron Jones.
Yeah, you can go with a Pacheco maybe, but I wouldn't be going all in on him. That's the only thing.
Yeah, so he had another comment here. He's interested in Watson, but the interesting thing is that since he's 5-5,
Yes.
he's got that he needs to win down the line in week 14.
Right.
It honestly might be a crucial week. I see where you're pointing towards there. I still think Watson would be a good investment. Just ensure that at week 14 you have a backup plan for these guys. Watson this week also, I'm not sure if Lazard's going to play. So even if he does, I'm expecting Watson to have another huge role in that game. I wouldn't mind going at him, especially if you're 5-5. You need a difference maker right now.
Yeah. It looks like if you want a guy that looks like he could get targets, though, you may want to. I don't put a whole bunch of money on him, but just try to sneak Slayton because a lot of people still aren't looking at him.
Yeah, absolutely. Would like to grab a wide receiver 4 or 5 out of Tony, Watson, and Paris Campbell. 3 guys that we've already talked about. Again, I honestly think that they're all really, really good. I think it just comes down to personal preference.
Right.
For me, it's between Watson and Tony because I just don't like the inconsistency of Matt Ryan.
Exactly. That's what you got to look at. What are the best quarterbacks there? Mahomes. Yeah. The running game for the Chiefs, it's solid, but it's not the best. Most of Mahomes is throwing 4 touchdowns basically a week right now. So that's what you want to look at. Matt Ryan, go back and look. There's been a couple of weeks where he has done absolutely nothing. So that's, to me, it's very clear, Tony or Watson.
Mm-hmm. We got 7 in the chat. Appreciate you, 7. We can't wait to see you next week, buddy. Hopefully you can recover. Hopefully you're eating some of that chicken or whatever you were eating a few weeks ago. You gotta get your nutrients in.
Exactly. Man.
We got a big trade. Would you trade JT, Kamara, and Kupp and Keenan Allen for Devontae, Kenneth Walker, Joe Mixon, and Rondale Moore? Whew.
Yep. I will say yeah. I will say yeah, only because I'm just trying to get 2 guys that are going to produce with Walker and Mixon.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what you got coming down with JT. Probably looking at stack boxes. Kamara, you don't know what they're doing. If they end up going to Jameis Winston after what Andy Dalton just did, then Kamara has fallen even lower because Winston wants to just get in there and throw the ball to everybody but Kamara. Kupp is down. He's done. Keenan Allen, he can go ahead and step back on the field and pull a hammy again. So, you got guys there that you just don't know what you're going to get with them. Hopefully, K93 is going to be playing. He's going to be mauling dudes. Joe Mixon, who knows? Maybe he may not get 5 touchdowns every game, but he'll be a decent part of that offense, high-powered offense. Rondell Moore, he's on his way up. He's decent. If anybody else happens to go down as far as the receivers, only issue with Rondell Moore is possibly just Hollywood Brown possibly coming back. So, but. And Devontae, which depending which Devontae that is, man. You know how many people in the NFL's name Devontae that are actually even starters, man?
Yeah.
You gotta be a little bit clear, man. Devontae Smith, who are we talking about here? If it's Smith, that's fine too. I'm taking him too.
You know what? And I hate to comment on it because I appreciate everybody who comes in and comments and shares their opinion. But when you got 1,000 different abbreviations, we got APG, DPG, LPG. I'm like, dude, like I want to respond. I want to respond to your comment. I don't know who this is. Like we got 1,000 guys with the same name.
Devontae Adams. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I guess I should have known Devontae Adams, man. No, I got you. No worries, man. No worries. We love you, man. That's all right. But yeah, hell yeah, Devontae Adams. That's even 100% yeah. Now I'm not thinking anybody would give up Devontae Adams in that deal right there. But if they're giving him up, hell, man, ask for something else from that guy. God, who else does he have, man? Ask him if he has Justin Jefferson he wants to give you. He clearly doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
He's got Saquon to hand off. He's got the entire roster.
Man. But yeah, make that deal, man. Make that deal.
Yeah, I like it.
Hopefully you're the one that's getting that. If you're getting those guys, then yes, make that deal.
Yeah. Well, we're about to find out that he's getting JT, Kamara, Cup. He's got the whole IR squad coming awards. And no.
You got the whole Blue Tent Boys coming over. The Blue Tent Boy squad coming over, man. You don't want that. Especially not going to the playoffs. You do not want that.
I love it. And the one thing I wanted to point out in that trade too, Rondell Moore, who I know we just kind of touched on, but over his last 6 games and the more recent ones without Hollywood Brown, only in one of them has he had less than 8 targets, and his most recent one with 13 targets. I mean, he's just been hogging the attention in this offense, and I understand that, Hollywood's going to come back at some point, but I mean, he's still available in over 20% of leagues. If he's available, just pick him up. I mean, he's scoring 15, 20 points a week right now. He's making 8, 9 points a week just purely off receptions.
They just lost Zach Ertz, so they might still go ahead. They might start running more 4-wide sets. So if they do that, then you're good.
Just a quick shout out again. We have a Darnell Mooney signed jersey, so you guys can enter into that draw by using the link in the description, and the winner will be announced tonight on the last call segment of the show. And then, of course, we got Jeff's media coins. Jeff, you want to rep that one more time for everybody?
Yes, the media coins. You can go ahead and get those, man. You can use them in the app to ask other people, even pro players, questions or answer their questions. It just opens you up to where you can use the functionality, get involved in contests and everything else. And the more coins you accumulate, you can withdraw those for actual hard, cold cash, right? Directly into you from that. Waiting for checks, no waiting for us to Venmo you nothing, man. It goes right to you. So Media, the press conference app, man, you can go ahead and answer questions, create your own press conference background. When it's all said and done and you get your video finished, it looks like you just held your own press conference. So terrorize your leagues, talk about those, your wins, talk about you going to the playoff, talk about those guys that lost like a dog, talk smack with the media press conference app.
I love it. I love it. Moving back to our waivers discussion, we got Donovan Peoples-Jones available in 50% of leagues. We kind of already touched on Deshaun Watson earlier with him coming back, and with Peoples-Jones scoring a consistent 10 to 15 points a week ever since really week 4. Is he a guy that you might want to look at as maybe a flex play, or are you shying away from him since he's just kind of a buried option in this Browns offense?
Well, he's actually becoming uncovered the last couple of weeks. He's been throwing some dirt on Amari Cooper, who I've gotten a lot of leagues. So I think it's a guy that you go ahead and hold on to because you don't know what's happening once Deshaun Watson gets into the mix. He's, like I said, he's been getting more targets over the last week. Matter of fact, he's been overshadowing Amari Cooper a little bit. So especially this last week. So he's someone that I would hold on to because he's got a whole lot of upside. His floor is basically his floor, but he's got a lot of stuff. He's definitely the wide receiver 2 on that team. Some weeks he ends up being the wide receiver 1, and that can only continue to go up once Deshaun Watson gets in the fold.
Yeah, I think that with an upgrade at quarterback, you can't go wrong. I wouldn't mind at all picking up Peoples-Jones, especially with his availability right now. He's probably available in your league. Now I want to kind of unpackage something bigger than just fantasy. This is a player who could possibly turn a decent team into a Super Bowl contender, Odell Beckham Jr. He has been floating around discussions. Is he going to go to Dallas? Is he going to go to Buffalo? Where is he going to end up? Jeff, is he worth a look to stash and maybe play in the playoffs?
He is worth a look. It's just finding out when he's coming back, because all they said is December. I don't know if that's early December. I don't know if that's late December. I don't know if that's Christmas Eve. By the time it's Christmas Eve, your league is usually done. So if you're not in the championship, then it's a little too late, man. So I've been keeping an eye on, just trying to find out, when it is. If it's early December, then if he goes to an actual contender, he's going to be somebody that could possibly help you. But like I said, we don't know what it is, where he's going to, and when he's coming back. So that's the only scary thing for me. I'd rather get somebody that may not have the prestige that the name Odell Beckham Jr. brings you, but he's actually playing right now. So there's a number of receivers that I think you can get that's going to pay you some dividends. We talked about a number of them on the show today, but I'm looking at other ones that are just coming back from injury as well. Guys like Van Jefferson, he's in the Rams offense. We don't know who's going to be number 1 with Kupp out now. Once Stafford even gets back, who knows? So that's the only thing that I'm looking at. There's been a number of guys. Christian Watson, right now, Odell's not going to Green Bay, so we know Christian Watson has a good quarterback there, and he just showed you what he can do. So there's just other guys there, So I don't know, man. I'm not really buying into the hype until I know when he's coming back.
Yeah, it's hard because he's a big name star, and you really would like to see him come back, but it's difficult to come back from not 1 but 2 ACL tears back to back. It's like it's very difficult to do that at a high level, and I don't doubt that Odell Beckham could. If he lands on a team like the Bills, I mean, hell, I'd love to see that. I mean, you saw what he did on a Rams team that was already packed with talent, and I wouldn't doubt that he could do that again, but I just don't honestly see him being healthy in the time that you can play him and he can be a factor on your team. I mean, if you guys don't believe me, you guys can go talk to Craze or go talk to Deepak Chona, Dr. Chona. I'm not a doctor by any means. I'm just using some logical sense here. I just don't see him coming back from 2 ACL tears and, being able to perform when you need him in the playoffs. But I still think that if you really want to, I don't think it would be bad to give him a look, but just don't expect too much if he doesn't end up playing when you need him. We'll move over to a few questions here. Where do you rank Jeff Wilson rest of schedule? He's taking control of that Miami Dolphins backfield. I really like him.
Yeah, he has. He is. And that's the thing about it. It's a high-powered offense, man. Anytime you can get a running back in a high-powered offense like that, I rank him pretty high. I wouldn't say I'd say maybe high end on top 10, maybe top 15. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But if you got him, you kind of won like a lottery scratcher. You didn't win the $2 billion prize, but you definitely won a good, 500,000 on the scratcher with him, man. So.
Yeah. And he's also got a few good defenses down the stretch. He's got Houston, Los Angeles, and Green Bay, who are all, bottom 12 or whatever it is in the run game. And again, like you mentioned, in a high-powered offense like the Dolphins, you can only expect production from a guy like Wilson. So I'd keep him around that between RB12, RB15 range probably for the rest of the season. Duvernay or A-Rob. I'm not sure. Is he talking about this week or is he just talking about for the rest of the season? Duvernay this week has Carolina, and Robinson has New Orleans. So 2 good matchups. I don't know. It's tight. It really. I might lean Duvernay, but I don't know. What are your thoughts, Jeff?
Yeah, that's just the one thing. I like Duvernay, the fact that he's more than just a receiver. He does, return kickoffs and everything else, so he's always a threat there as well. But if Stafford comes back, A-Rod may be your clear number 1 receiver. That's the only thing you're betting on A-Rod. I think Duvernay has a little bit of a higher ceiling than A-Rob right now because Rams are just a dumpster fire right now.
Yeah.
You just don't know what the heck is going on. Duvernay and the Ravens, they're playing for something. So, they should utilize him. He doesn't have a lot of competition on the outside either. So,
I think, period, he doesn't have a lot of competition in Baltimore. So, I think that's where you can buy in. What RB should I try to get for Lockett? Lockett's been a pleasant surprise this season in that Seattle offense. If you're able to give him up, I think you could honestly get a high-end RB2, maybe low-end RB1 in return because of the value that he's been producing. I mean, he's got 11, 15, 17, 13 in the last 4 weeks. That's ridiculous. And then he started off the season with a bang too.
Right. And Gino's going to throw the ball. That's what we've been seeing. I'm just trying to figure out maybe somebody like a Brian Robinson. If you need an RB, do you need an RB? That bad where you're trying to trade for him. You're not going to get any of the upper tier guys. I don't even think you'll get, like we just talked about, a Jeff Wilson for Lockett. It's going to be somebody, whoever is the hot guy in Atlanta. We don't know if it's going to be a Cordero Patterson or a Tyler Algier. Brian Robinson, like I already said. Maybe even a David Montgomery if you want him. He's been kind of quiet, but now that Khalil Herbert's going on IR, maybe he gets a little bit more run. But I would try to sneak somebody like that.
Yeah. Honestly, if you have the chance, just hold on to Lockett. He's got a phenomenal schedule for the rest of the season. He's got a bunch of terrible pass defenses, including the Raiders in Week 12. I honestly think there's a lot of value there for the rest of the season. I'd keep him on your roster unless you really need a running back. Obviously, you don't have the rest of the team here, but I really like Lockett for the rest of the season with how that Seattle offense has been operating. We got one more question here. We got Eckler, D-Hop, and Debo for CMC, Tay, and Brian Robinson. You see, he doesn't even say Devontae anymore. He just has Tay. You see how confusing this can get? These people, like, they don't want to type the full name.
I see. I see. Wow. Honestly, I mean, if you're just looking at certain things, Eckler and CMC, that's not a wash. CMC is in a good spot with the Niners, but if you're looking at those two, I'm just looking at those two. I'm just trying to see where the upgrades are. That's a tough one. I think I might stick with what I had with Eckler just because I've got Eckler. You know, this dude is almost a lock for a touchdown, either receiving or rushing. So if he's not a lock for one, he could possibly get you two, maybe three. So, yeah, man, I don't know. I think I would stick with what I got right there. I mean, if you're looking at just a piece of the 49ers offense, you've got 1A and 1B between Debo and then what you're getting back in CMC. So, yeah, I don't know. Do you need running backs? Because that's the only thing I see you're trying to get CMC and Brian Robinson,
Yeah. I mean, Eckler, D-Hop, and Debo, that is three very talented players. I just want to know what you'd be wanting to get out of that, because Brian Robinson, on the other hand, is really the weak point of the trade.
Right.
So, I mean, Eckler and CMC, okay. D-Hop and Devontae, I guess, okay. But DeAndre Hopkins has been phenomenal since he's gotten back. Right. So then it's really Debo for Brian Robinson. And I honestly think that Debo is still going to be really valuable as long as he can stay healthy against, a lot of terrible defenses down the stretch here on this 49ers team. I'd roll with your guns. I'm not gonna lie. I really like Eckler, D-Hop, and Debo. I wouldn't move those guys as it stands right now. He wants to get rid of Debo. He says he's down in the comments, Debo or Fournette. Yeah, Fournette. I'm not sure how well that's gonna go trying to get rid of him right now, with his injury. But they got a bye this week as well. I'd probably just hold on to your guns, honestly. You got a lot of good guys on that team. I wouldn't worry about Debo too much. I really think that he's going to be a factor in that offense as the season continues to progress. Which defense do I pick up this week? There's the Washington, Commanders, Ravens, Niners, or Broncos. Again, it really depends on the matchups that you got this week. So looking at the Commanders, they have Houston, so probably not a bad move. I mean, coming off a decent game against Philly, I wouldn't mind that if they're available. The Ravens, who are up against Carolina, again, that's a pretty solid matchup. The Ravens defense against them, I don't mind that. The 49ers are going up against this week Arizona Cardinals. I'd probably shy away from that matchup. You never know what that could bring. And then the Broncos, you have them up against this week, the Las Vegas Raiders, who that team overall has just been terrible. But I honestly think your best bet is to either roll with Washington or the Ravens. And in my opinion, probably the Ravens. I like that matchup against Carolina this week. That is pretty much all the waiver wire acquisitions that you might be wanting to look at this week. Hopefully we got to all your guys' questions. Once again, if I can just shout out once more time, a Darnell Mooney signed jersey is available for you to win. So please head down to that description, use the link, and enter the giveaway. And you could win that signed jersey tonight on Last Call segment on this Tuesday night. Jeff, with the media tokens. If you want, man, go ahead and rep it again. I love the media app, so you're going to hear me talking about it over and over again.
Yes, man. You guys can go ahead and use those media coins. They allow you to send money to people like pro athletes to answer your questions that you have for them, or even answer questions that they have for you that they're asking the media users and the media audience. What they do is they'll go ahead and take questions, or you can take questions as well from other people, and basically format it like a press conference where you have your own step and repeat background and everything else. But the great thing is the more media coins you accumulate, you can go ahead and withdraw those coins for cold, hard cash. So if you're content creators, this is great for you. If you're fantasy football analyst and you want to do starts and sits and anything else, people can send you questions 24/7 and pay you to answer those questions with your content based in a media press conference. So we've got a number of pro players that are coming on. They will be asking you guys to send them questions. You can put the media coins with those. And then we have our Answer Pro feature as well, where they're going to be putting out some questions to you guys to answer. And the best one will receive prizes and as well, signed things and even cash. So that's our whole thing, is making sure our users make some money. And we're giving that out in coins, which you can go ahead and exchange for cash at the end of the day. All right.
Sweet. This has been Uncle Jeff and JV on the waiver. Next week, hopefully, we can get 7 off the COVID IR list and back on to our show. Jeff, it's been an honor, man, and we'll pick things up next week on the waiver.
Likewise, JV. Thanks again, brother. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you guys.
Peace.
Last call, everyone. Last call. Oh, what's
Don't gotta
up,
go
man?
home, but you can't stay here. But please stay here.
But you can stay here if you like.
Baby girl.
Oh, guys, I do apologize. I know you're used to seeing Ben Shot Caller here and Lady Shot Caller. We're having a little bit of technical issues getting Lady Shot Caller in, but lucky for you, we do in fact have a guest to join us instead to fill in while she's getting that figured out. So please welcome in Bob Swirsky.
Hey.
Fill in
Hey,
for
here,
Lady
guys.
Shot Caller. What's up, Bob? How's it going?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, it's going
I
great.
was
It's going great.
really looking forward to this tonight. You know,
Yeah. I
We got
mean,
a lot
how
to
could
talk
you
about.
not?
man. You know, women they're always late. Jesus.
Oh, I tell you, they take forever to get around and get ready. So
You know, I want to say I got a letter I want to read. I started writing earlier today. Do you mind if I go ahead and put that on here?
no, Bob, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right,
Bob.
I'm gonna read this because it's really important.
Okay.
All right, dear NFL officials, I want to tell you here in Chicago and us in the fantasy football world that we need you to do your jobs since we pay your salaries. You know, Jesus. Week after week, we experience the pain and the suffering that could be avoided. The pain you personally caused me to endure is about a baker's dozen heart attacks in the past 2 weeks. Okay? Listen, I've been in the hospital 5 times, Jesus Christ. And I've only had 17 sausages. All right. So, especially for the Bears, who would have won 957-14 against the Detroit Lions. Okay? That phantom hand to the face was inexcusable. Not to mention the Bills and the Vikings, the incomplete pass to Gabe Davis. Get your shit together. Sincerely, Bob Jr., super fan. Not to you, but to the Bears. That's all. That's all I have to say about that.
I appreciate that, Bob.
Bob.
I appreciate you speaking for all of us.
You know, trash, right?
I think there's a lot of fans that feel that sentiment with you, Bob.
You know, I even got shares of Gabe Davis, but still, it's bullshit. Okay? All right. What are we doing?
I don't know, Bob. Hey, Bob, good news. Tonight we're giving away a Darnell Mooney jersey.
Oh, the Bears.
What do you think about that? You excited?
You know, it's for me, right? You got 2?
Yeah. Did you enter into the contest? You know how?
Oh, shit. No.
Okay. Well, there's a link down in the description of this video that gives you lots of ways to enter in and gain entries to win this Darnell Mooney jersey. And so if you go in there, you can enter in, and we're going to give it away here pretty soon.
All right. Y'all get in there and you do that there. Okay. I'll send you a beef with extra cheese, fully dipped with all the fixings. If you go ahead and just send me one of them jerseys, you know?
Yeah. We'll
All
see.
right, cool.
We'll see about
I'm
that, Bob.
gonna get right on that.
Yeah, Bob, why don't you go enter in to that contest, okay?
You know what?
We'll let you go so that you can go enter into that contest, okay?
All right. Thanks for letting me vent. Appreciate you guys.
No worries. Thanks for coming in and speaking for all the NFL fans. Appreciate you.
All right. I think she's about here. You know, women are always late. You know how it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Bob. Really appreciate you.
Bye.
Oh man, that was awesome. Good job. Cool to have Bob in. So much appreciated there. Ben, you look like you weren't expecting that.
Really captured the sentiment of how people feel about the refs this year.
No, I agree.
The Bears, the refs.
Did I miss Bob mention the PI that wasn't called on the Packers on 4th down with CeeDee Lamb? Did I miss that part?
Well, the
You
one
mean
that was
the pork and Dewey sausage? The
Yes, there you go. Pork
PIS?
and Dewey.
The pork and Dewey sausage sandwich. The
Oh,
cheese
dang it.
is under the sauce. The cheese is under the sauce.
cheese under the sauce.
Well, you know, I'm just over here. You know, we beat the Eagles. I'm the quarterback 1 on the season. I score 6 fantasy points a game, and I'm doing my best Kirk Cousins impression as you know, you can call me Taylor, Mr. Heineke.
I was gonna say, like, back when it's hot, you're wearing like hoodies and things, and now it's November and it's freezing and snowing here some, and you're all guns out in the tank top.
Yeah, it's
No
like
doubt,
55
gun
degrees.
There's Lady Shot Caller. She's in here now.
Hey,
Hey.
welcome.
Hey, you
Bob
just
did a
missed
good
Bob.
job filling in.
Hey, sorry, I had to bring him on. I was running late from work, and he had some things to say. So
Yeah, he did a good job filling in.
You're charging him rent, right? Because rent here in LA is ridiculous.
yeah, exactly. He's gonna pay half.
The rent. All right.
The rent.
Dumb,
Hey, Kyle, where did we leave off with the chat over here?
this was one that got missed.
Okay. Mr. Crusher. Should I do Higgins and Gabe Davis for a higher wide receiver because I have Odell on my bench for when he returns?
I don't hate Higgins.
No, I think we should keep Higgins and Gabe Davis, but
If,
I
if
guess it
Josh
depends on
Allen wants to win MVP like he was touted to at the beginning of the season, Gabe Davis is going to be an integral part of that. And both of them have had their bye. I don't.
Ben, what?
I know. What are you doing?
Your hands down in your lap, and all we hear is slap, slap.
Oh, you guys can hear that? My
Yeah.
bad. I was just slapping my foot. I don't know.
Bro, this isn't CNN, all right? You got to put that thing away.
This isn't.
Oh, with the beanie and the tank top, it's the whole thing is sketchy.
We all know who's coming back week 13, so
You guys want some of that fantasy football?
yeah.
So we're keeping Higgins and Gabe, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
so.
yeah,
I
I don't
think
think who
so.
else are you gonna get? Cup's out.
I mean, yeah, unless you can get like a Diggs or Jefferson, I'm keeping them.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I don't think you're getting Diggs or Jefferson. So
What else did we miss, Kyle? Did we miss something earlier?
we missed. There was one more.
Was it Philly Forevers?
No, it was this one.
Okay.
No, they got Phillies later. He put it back up there again.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Good. So this is just for a 1 week because it looks like it's a snow game talking about 1 week instead of like from here on out. Because I like Donovan Peoples-Jones out of all of those, like going forward rest of the season.
Absolutely.
Right. But if we're just looking for a 1 week, I don't.
Well, with Juju and concussion protocol,
Yeah.
Hardman's still questionable with an abdomen issue.
Yeah, I'm okay with Tony for a 1 week rental. But
Yeah,
if you're
Tony
looking
for a
the
1
rest
week.
of the season, I'd rather grab Peoples-Jones, honestly.
okay, Cowboys fans, talk to me about Gallup. What's going? I'm not gonna lie, I have not watched one Cowboys game, not on purpose, just hasn't happened.
I haven't watched a Bears game, so we're even.
Yeah, I was like, it's not on purpose. It just hasn't been,
Noah Brown happened to Michael Gallup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's just too many mouths. He's honed in on CeeDee Lamb.
yeah.
He loves Schultz. They're running the ball a ton. And the emergence of Noah Brown has made Gallup not quite as essential. So,
Yep. And if they get
I mean-
Odell Beckham, even worse.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, my man can barely trot, let alone gallop. So he's still dealing with that injury. So,
I know. I'm
I
like,
think that might be part of it also, yeah.
not nice.
Oh, next. Oh, let's see. All right,
let's see. Okay, now this Philly, he put it again
Okay.
for us because he put it on the last show.
Perfect. All right. 10-man PPR league. Okay.
What's up, Philly?
What up?
Boy, them running backs are rough, boy.
Yeah. Love that you got Kelsey, though. Running backs aren't too bad because of Foreman in there. Foreman helps a little bit, but
I don't know, man. I'd be trying to put like Zeke and one of them quarterbacks together to upgrade a running back spot.
probably Burrow of the two is who I'm trading away.
Well, Geno's on bye this
Geno's
week.
on bye.
Oh, yeah, okay. I keep thinking long term. I'm not thinking 1 week.
Oh, right.
Do we make trades based off of 1 week, or do we make them based off of?
I don't trade based off a single week.
No, long
Well, I
term.
mean, depending on where you are in the standings.
Yeah, you may not be able
If
to
you
afford
need
to.
a win, If you need a win now, you got to change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Kenyon Drake could potentially be a slot in. We've seen what he's done every other week with Gus and JK being banged up. I like trading away either Godwin on a high note if you can get someone when he has because he's on a bye week this week. If you can get a low end RB2 with a good schedule. If you're able to go like Godwin for Pollard straight up, I'd probably do that.
Yeah.
Even with CD there.
Yeah, Sutton, Godwin, Zeke, Geno, those are your best trading pieces.
Yeah. Love it. All right.
What they said.
Kyle, I'll let you keep doing chat if you want.
All right. Oh, Philly agrees with Bob's letter.
So mad.
They were venting about all the bad calls earlier in the Philadelphia game. There were some bad calls in that game on both sides, though, like the bullshit PI on Washington where they shouldn't have even had that last possession in the first place.
There's just not enough accountability for these referees, man. There's just not.
No, there's not.
And it's not only in the
it's like
NFL,
dollar bills and strip clubs.
I mean, I've seen bad calls in college too, really bad ones this year. There's been
every
refs
year,
are just
get worse.
What's going on? Yeah, what's going
I think
on? Like
COVID messed with eyeballs, I guess. I don't know. I mean, these
they're
refs,
getting too reliant on replay now.
well, the problem
They don't know how to make good calls anymore.
Actually I just heard that the refs union is calling a press conference right now. They're claiming Mercury's in retrograde, so that's why they're making all these bad calls.
we are in a Scorpio moon, guys. Blood moon's coming. It's very real.
nerds.
Super C&B challengers. Yo,
Okay.
need a running back with Ken Walker on a bye. Who should I target? Packaging Walker and Kirk. Wait a minute. Packaging Ken Walker and Kirk? Or is Pacheco or Brian Robinson a decent start this week?
Okay.
Brian Robinson is an amazing start this week.
I
Yeah,
agree.
just
Yeah.
snag him and keep Ken Walker, dude.
Keep Ken Walker,
You don't make a
keep
trade
Kirk.
like that for 1 week. Oh my gosh, no way.
I mean, everybody said he's a league winner, when he stepped up. It's not a lie. That is not a lie. It was across the board.
Don't trade away the wide receiver 7 on the year.
Yeah, keep those two players for sure.
And
Brian Robinson
Trevor
against
Lawrence is just going to get better.
Yeah, Brian Robinson against Houston's a smash spot. If you watched our boom bust segment earlier, Tony had him as a boom.
Yep.
7-3. Do I trade Stevenson for Kamara and
No.
unleash him in the playoffs? I'm keeping Stevenson.
Yeah, I want Stevenson there.
No Cadillac.
Just
Back.
no, Dad.
Put the phone down.
He just had his bye. Kamara has his bye week 14, and that could literally
Gross.
lose you the chance at the playoff. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
7-3, you'll probably make it, but nevertheless, I mean, even with that
Still
trade,
risky.
you probably don't. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, player.
Yeah.
Also, Ben, did you notice I kept my clapping noises above board over here?
Me too, kind of.
Oh no.
Pickens, Hardman, A-Rob, or Watson this week? PPR.
Ooh. Let's see.
Allen Robinson doesn't need to be in football anymore.
I think Christian Watson is my most intriguing one there.
And then let's see. Hold on. We're picking. Where are the Steelers playing? Oh, the Bengals. Okay.
Like how we're all looking at matchups.
I
And stuff.
know.
We're like,
I
do
think
the drawing
Hardman-
board here,
Hardman's
people.
probably not going to play still, right?
Oh, Hardman, yeah.
I might have this same problem.
I don't like Pickens' matchup at all. He was one of my busts this week.
Allen Robinson, I don't trust.
A-Rob's going to be the number one there,
Oh.
but I want to see what that entails before I'm starting.
Christian Watson, baby,
You gotta
playing
go
against
Watson.
Tennessee.
Dude,
Yeah.
that matchup is just too tasty for Watson.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah,
coming off that performance against Dallas. Jesus
Woo.
Christ.
Woo.
Ride that train.
That's a motorcycle. We'll ride that too.
Yeah, you can ride that too.
I just don't trust. I mean, the matchup's good. I just don't trust the Packers. I mean, I guess we don't trust Pittsburgh either, but
Not at
we're
all.
looking for like 13 to 16 points. That's Pickens and
It's about a baker's dozen there, Bob.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's been in the hospital a bunch. It's been bad.
It's all them sausages.
Yeah.
10-team update.
Okay.
This got to be chip bound.
Let's see.
Woo.
I mean, Brady bringing you down.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could upgrade that QB spot, you'd really be crushing
Bro,
it. But I'm
who's
convinced
on your
you're
waiver?
cheating. I think
Who's
you're
on your
cheating.
waivers this week because he does not play this week.
Yeah, that's. But I do like that team though.
I do too.
Saquon Walker, Foreman.
I mean, it's
Jones.
really nice.
That's
And
Even if it's a free receiver league, it's still okay. Like that's
Mariota and Cousins are available on the waivers.
oh, yeah. Cousins, not Mariota. Mariota sucks. Don't do it.
Cousins, Mariota's not.
so. The only thing I say about that is that Mariota moves his feet, so that's where you get that opportunity. The Bears' defense is obviously we've lost our number 1 and 2 players, so with in the dome, there's an opportunity for Mariota to move. Cousins has been, I mean, what is he, like 17, 18 points every week? If you're looking for 20, 22, I mean, you might have an opportunity there. Like I'm debating on picking Mariota.
The only time I started Mariota this year, he had an amazing matchup and he shit the bed and got me like 4 points. So I'm never playing Mariota again. Dead to me.
I hear you. Believe me, I just say with the Bears defense, man.
Philly says he's winning this jersey because he's number 1 in entrees.
Ooh.
Those entrees better be sausages.
Yeah. Plus a beef, plus a deep dish.
Give me one of the cheesesteaks, boy.
Yeah.
We got a little blue comment at the end. You want to highlight that real quick?
Hold on, Kyle. You should say AJ's for Philly too. Like, I'm winning this jersey. I'm number 1 entrees. What you need that jersey for? Who doesn't want a signed jersey from a pro player? Come on, man. Doesn't matter what team it is. Hell, I would take an Eagles signed jersey at this point because I need something to burn.
It's getting
It's cold around here. It's cold. What if my electricity goes out? I need something to burn.
It's cold as ice, willing to sacrifice the Eagles.
No, Goddard's hurt. What are you doing? What are you talking
I'll
about?
trade Kelsey and Cordero for Eckler and Goddard. Yeah, Goddard's going to miss quite a bit of time. I'm keeping Kelsey.
Yeah.
Eckler's a nice piece too. I'm just throwing that out there. But I think Kelsey is it's a difference maker. It's just a different level.
Yeah, I mean, when you have Mahomes at the helm.
Not anymore.
Keep it short, guys.
We're down here just hiding behind the chat.
You guys have seen us all freaking night, so we're letting the shot callers take the spotlight up
Let the
there.
shot callers shine.
There you go. And I put Kyle in that corner because it covers more often. You're welcome.
Covers me more frequently. That's right.
You're welcome.
What about I trade Jacobs and Lamar for Henry? My QB would be Fields after that one. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Henry's rest of season and playoff schedule is fantastic. I want that. And he's their entire team, their entire offense.
Let's see. That was a continuation from the Kelsey Eckler Goddard trade.
Oh.
Yeah, don't trade Kelsey.
Trade Connor.
Trade Cordero, sure, but don't trade Kelsey.
You can't trade anything for Cordell Patterson right now after a 3-point game, but James Conner had the best game of his career, other than that one game last year when he got 33 points. So I would look to sell high on James Conner because also by week 13.
Guys, I'm just going to throw this out there. Cordero Patterson outscored A.J. Brown and Cooper Kupp combined this week. What a stud.
You know?
It was all about the matchup.
Oh, Lucius.
Mr. Lucius.
Love you,
man.
man.
That, my dude.
Appreciate
You
you.
prefer Komet or Foster Moreau rest of season?
Oh, the island of Foster Moreau.
Give me
I want
Komet.
Komet.
Say that one more time for me.
The island of Foster Moreau.
Man, we're in your bedroom. You're talking all sweet to us.
Yeah, right?
Settings here.
One of my favorite creepy movies.
Speaking of sausages. Anyways,
Your answer is Komet. And to me,
Komet.
it's not even
Yes.
close.
Yeah, I want Komet there. Thanks, Lucius. Really appreciate your support. It's really
Hell
helpful.
yeah. Oh man.
I've never seen a blue one before. I was like,
'Cause-
what's this?
It's because it's kind of like what Wishlist said in the beginning. We're losing money. We're just buying you guys jerseys. So we really are just spending money on you guys. So we really appreciate the support. It does help.
And then
So-
it's like AJ doesn't even know us at all.
Yeah. Dallas fans are different than Cleveland Cavs fans. All right, no one's burning jerseys down here. No book burnings in Dallas.
Yeah, Joe Sly. Yes.
Yeah, it was a rough week.
Oh, he said players.
Players.
Yeah. Okay.
That's true.
It was a shit week, dude. It's been a weird.
What's funny is though, it was a weird, shitty week, but I went 9-1 in my leagues,
Hey,
which means I have a lot of weird, shitty rosters. Apparently,
yeah, that's some shitty rosters, man.
The best is when there's weekly payout and then you get your. So I won enough weeks to get my buy-in back. Now I just have to win the whole thing and win all of it. I mean,
Hey,
there you go.
that's in state of.
Just to let everyone know, Miss Modest to my left is first place in what, 80% of your leagues?
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. She's too humble. I'm not very humble. I am doing worse because I'm not that humble. But she is rocking it. So y'all need to give her a follow if you haven't already. Lady Shot Caller on Instagram. Come on, what y'all waiting for?
Hey.
Shit.
I gotta, throw some more
Damn.
stats and stuff. I keep my stats to myself because I'm trying to win.
You're trying not to see what Ben's doing is he's trying to jinx you because I'm guessing he plays against you and a lot. I was kind of wondering the same. I don't know if you saw. I was like, damn, that came through really
That was
loud.
an announcement for the hearing impaired.
Yeah, Ben got
I was like,
really
all right.
excited right there, and
He was like all super chill, and then fucking follower, just like, oh my god.
Would you expect anything less?
I still
You sound adjusted. It's normal now.
yeah.
Sorry.
Very passionate.
I love our viewers so much.
Oh, our chat's the best.
I love these guys. All right.
Okay, Super CMB.
All right. See,
Any
so this is why you don't
suggestions?
skip.
Or targets before the deadline.
Okay, let's see.
Too many wide receivers. I would try to sell Jamar Chase to someone who might think he's coming back. God, you do have a lot of wide receivers. Holy cow.
Yeah.
Can I have one?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I need one too.
Shut up, Miss 80% of leagues.
Dude, you need to package some of them receivers and go find you a running back.
For sure. So who? Williams is coming back this week, or we're not sure. No, 2 more weeks.
Put
I think
Williams,
two.
Put
He's
Williams,
practicing.
You can put Williams, Palmer, and Lamar together and go get somebody pretty good. Let's see.
6-4. Man, I wonder where does that put you in your league? Because there's still so many weeks left, I guess. I was gonna say
I mean, my man really has no wide receivers. Christian Kirk and Palmer. That's it.
Amon-Ra.
yeah,
Oh, where? Oh, Amon Ra was before Kelsey. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I didn't even see. I just grouped it like
Amon-Ra and Kirk are his 1 and 2. So
Yeah.
you can use some of them others.
Should he explore trades with Mixon, try to get a different running back? Because
I'd be
Mixon's
okay with
playoff
that.
schedule
No.
is terrible.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I mean, the playoff schedule will be terrible, but I mean, if we saw anything from week 9, the way they win games without Jamar Chase is through Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They're going to be running the ball through him. They're going to pass him the ball too. I think this is where you've waited all this time and you've started him all this time in your lineups for him to boom. And he did that 1 week. Obviously,
Yeah.
it will come nothing close to it. But I just think that he will be utilized in so many different aspects of the game that it's I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Unless
like
you're getting a king's ransom for him.
It's like the coaching staff was like, "Oh shit! Did you guys realize we had Joe Mixon on our team? You think we should give him the ball? Oh, look at that! He can score touchdowns too. Man, look at us. Like he is a good receiving back though. Like in college, he ran like an H-back. He was catching balls, 40, 50 yards downfield. I mean, he's a good receiver, so they need to throw him the ball more.
He ran so much he was able to do H-back too. Is that what you said? He was
He ran an H-back company around here.
Yeah. We got H-back the HVAC. We do plumbing, we do air conditioning, we do heating. All in Cincinnati.
We
Don't
need
do the
the
plumbing and
competition.
heating at the same time.
Baby girl.
What do you think about Elijah Mitchell moving forward? I'm thinking he could package some low end stuff for that because he hasn't proved himself yet.
I'm looking at using Jamar and one of those other guys, like say Mike Williams or something. Try for guys like Bilo and Kamara, Stevenson, Pierce.
Jeff
Okay.
Wilson. Go get Jeff Wilson.
Yeah.
Jeff Wilson's a good one. Not with Jamar.
No, not with Jamar, but you can. But I think he's going to be cheaper. You can go grab him with one of your other ones for cheaper, and I think he's going to give you great upside coming out.
Having Williams and Palmer you can move together helps.
All right, let's go to the next one.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Daddy's back.
Bad
About Foster being a better pick than Kmet due to Renfro and Waller being on IR. Raiders are always playing from behind. Yes, they are, but Kmet's just on a freaking roll with Fields right now.
Yeah, and Fields is going to keep targeting him. And I called in the beginning of the season. They just weren't in the passing game yet, and the coaching staff hadn't meshed with Fields yet, and it was messy.
I gave up on all my Bears, and now I regret it.
Me too. Me too. I had no choice but to get rid of Kmet. I had him in so many leagues, and I had no choice. Like I had to make room. You know what I mean?
We talked about it when you dropped. Like, if the Bears fan is up on Kmet, I guess we all can. Like,
yeah. You had to. How many more weeks was it though until we got a boom? Right. So it was like
it was a lot.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, we gave him 5 weeks, and it took 3 more before he finally started playing. So.
Right.
Mooney too. I dropped Mooney just about everywhere.
Oh, that's what's hilarious to me too, is that he booms, right, for 2 weeks and everybody's like, hold out, just wait 1 more week. But I'm like, how come when Swift and Cook and all them are shit in the bed for 5 weeks, we're all like, it's them though, you gotta start them. Like, come on. Stop.
Draft capital.
I'm over here messing with Najee still. I'm like, oh God, he's like that shitty boyfriend with no job and a DUI and fucking, why am I still sleeping with this guy? What the hell?
But he's so cute, and I've got 5 years invested. I've got 3 years invested in him.
Yeah, right. Where's my
It's that draft capital.
investment?
And we missed a year because he was in prison.
Yeah, exactly. God, that phone bill was expensive. Shit.
My son was
Shit.
upset while he was gone.
I had to get a landline for that dude too. You know how many packets of ramen I had to buy him in prison? Anyways.
And he kept asking for soap with no rope on it. It was the weirdest thing.
So strange.
And he told me to come in with all these baggies and pretend that I was pregnant. Anyways, so the final.
Final trade.
Lamar Jacobs and Hawk. Yeah, that's fine. Get Henry.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of getting Keenan, but he was really just a throw in there. Hawkinson and Keenan were added, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do y'all think about Jamar's timeline? I think we were saying probably this week and next week, and then he'll be back.
2 more weeks.
What was the exact injury again? Sorry, I'm like ramped with injuries in my brain.
Hip, right? It was hip, right?
Yeah, it was his hip.
It was a hip. Yeah, dude. There's so many injuries, I can't remember them all.
I know. I'm like,
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to remember what Thrills said at the beginning on his injury breakdown, but I don't recall.
I think he said he was expecting him back next week, but I'm guessing it'll probably be week 30.
Was it Jamar they were saying is like built differently than?
I mean, they're all built differently.
Yeah.
Especially Stephon Diggs, I guess, or Jalen Ramsey. I don't know.
I'd have been done for the year, so.
You'd have been done for your life. You would have had to retire.
Yeah, for real. Joe Mixon is better than Kieran? Yes.
Hell no. No. Come on.
Why would you even suggest that?
He's doing the eyebrows.
Also, I am just gonna say it is fun that they were a running back duo in college. Now they're a running back duo in pros. It's kind of fun.
That's stupid.
Shut
I
up.
hate it.
You're stupid.
Losers.
You're a stupid dum-dum face.
I don't know.
All right, Kyle. No need to get loud, okay?
Yeah, Kyle, why'd you start yelling all of a sudden?
Follow Ben.
Yep, Daddy's home. Yep.
Ooh, I appreciate the
Shit.
y'all.
I say Daddy's home all the time. What do you mean back?
Back now, you hear?
True.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Challengers. Thanks for hanging out, man.
Appreciate
the
appreciate
questions.
you.
I say we get this last question and draw for a jersey.
Yeah.
was about to say
Before we do the
Oh,
last question, let's throw the password out there one more time.
one more time.
Finally, in all caps, because
Finally.
Darnell Mooney finally has fantasy value and we can give this jersey away.
Absolutely.
So do the password, get your last minute entries before we draw for this jersey.
Do it. Do it.
Beat Dubs. Should I drop Deontay for Watson or Peoples-Jones? Also, I have Hurts and Dak. Thinking of dropping Dak for Watson. Thoughts?
6-man league?
Probably. Kind of seems that way.
I like the idea of the name I shall not speak of with Donovan DPJ.
So grab DPJ and Deshaun Watson.
I
Just
like
go.
it, but we haven't seen it.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm ready to drop Dak for him. Dak's been playing.
Yeah.
Same.
I'm going to
I
stick
like
with Dak there. I'm okay dropping Deontay for either one.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably lean Peoples-Jones between the
I
two.
agree.
That's
No, I Christian. I trust Aaron Rodgers more than the other guy.
I trust
agree
the full season of production over one game of 3 touchdowns at this point.
Yeah,
Talk to me next week and let's see what happens. See what he does against Tennessee.
If I'm going for high upside, I think maybe Christian Watson. I think I'm going Christian Watson there too over Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Yeah.
Watson,
See, this is what it was like last week, Corey, without you. They were ganging up on me, and I had no one to have my back.
Oh, I read that wrong. I'm going.
So here's the thing: it's Watson for the week, Peoples-Jones for the season.
Yeah.
So make
Thank
your
you.
decision based on that.
Watson for the week, Watson for the season.
Watson for the week, not Ben for the season.
Got him.
I don't know how we can just jump on this Watson bandwagon after 1 week. Like that's
Literally one game.
I'm doing
yeah.
it.
Have you guys seen how many passes he's dropped? Have you seen how many eye rolls from Aaron Rodgers all season? Anybody? Nobody?
But
Christian Watson
but-
hasn't played much all season.
Yeah, and he dropped 2 balls at the beginning of that game, and then was just lights out, and he just kept throwing to him.
Okay.
But it's like, CeeDee Lamb had that big drop at the beginning of the season, been lights out ever since. Maybe Christian Watson just has the same sort of thing, gets that drop, really locks in, and then has a good rest of the season.
It's like NBA 2K.
Also, the Cowboys left him just completely fucking open
There's
Right,
that.
Looking down the field. So
I mean, he fast. He like fast.
and that's why I say I do think he'll do amazing this week against Tennessee because their defense is horrible.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think Peoples Jones will do you better as a whole.
It's so hot. It's hot.
Hot.
Ugh.
Mooney's about to get hot.
Yeah, so like Christian Watson's dropped 8 passes this year and on 22 targets.
That's pretty bad.
AJ, this is not the week, my friend. Did you watch your game last night?
Yeah, that was really bad. Also, AJ, the finally with the fin at the beginning makes me think more of the Dolphins than Philadelphia. Just saying. All right, guys. Let's figure out who wins this Darnell Mooney jersey. How about it?
I don't know what this is. I'm just.
Ben's getting down to now.
Thank God that's his leg. All right. Ooh, guys, there's a lot of injuries from a lot of different guys in here. This is going to be tight.
Tight.
That's what she said.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you did.
Christ. All right. Refreshing and running my randomizer. Hold on.
You're rendering your randomizer?
I'm refreshing the entries, make sure I've got everyone's entries. And then I'm running my randomizer. Also, guys, know that if you have entered into this, we will send you a link to our DraftKings competition. That'll come to you, I don't know, Friday or Saturday or something. Look for that in your email. We will email you a link to that. And enter that. It's for free. And if you win, then you get a free Bear Clothing FFN line t-shirt. So we will send you a free t-shirt, and that thing is really sweet.
Sexy.
Their clothing is it's nice stuff.
All right, guys.
Cadillac only needs one entree.
Yes. I prefer 2, but it's cool.
Hey, how you doing? Would you like your Parmesan lasagna with
I'm not
extra
even gonna
cheese?
correct it because it's too funny to say it.
Guys,
Who's it?
I have our winner.
Who's our winner?
And the winner is Sahel Hussein.
Hey!
Oh, man. That was tight. A lot of people with a lot of entries. Dang, guys. It's getting competitive.
Congratulations.
Sahel Hussein.
Whoa!
You got yourself a Darnell Mooney jersey.
Mooney!
Oh, there he is. He's in the chat. I like it.
Mooney!
Oh.
Mooney!
That signed it himself, you know?
I love it. I love it.
Ben's
All right.
mic is on like.
Can I ask, what is with the wife beater today? What is this?
Ben's mic is on.
I'm Taylor Heineke impersonating Kirk Cousins.
Yes. I should have figured that out. That was pretty funny though.
Oh, poor Philly. Man, it is not your week, man. I am so sorry. AJ, just so you know, these entries, if you entered in this week, also carry over to your entries next week. So these compound week to week, and so your odds get better and better every week. So when I say like Philly forever, bro, all of your hard work may still pay off. So don't.
AJ, you entered and didn't even realize it because it was last week.
Love it. At Tulane right now.
Week to week.
So much more.
And there's so many ways to enter. That's the thing.
There's so many ways to enter.
And they're so easy. It's so easy.
Also,
so
I'll use this moment.
Go for it. Go for it. Go for it.
Tackling the Tailgate Holiday Edition is going to be giving away a jersey. And follow us on Instagram, and we will give you directions in how to enter for that jersey.
Fantastic.
You know what I'm saying? We're just giving shit away around here. All
I
right?
tell you, we love giving shit away.
That's it.
Tonight's code again, Philly, was finally in all caps. Finally. But
not
spelled
how AJ
correctly.
Not how AJ's spelling it though.
We've said it like 20 times tonight, man. So, but you can enter many times, AJ.
AJ,
Many
you can
times.
enter a metric fuck ton of times, and they roll from week to week to week to week to week.
Yeah, they add up. So
I'm not surprised it's a
Come
hard
often.
concept for a Philly fan to grasp here.
come
but-
once, come often.
Giggity.
Giggity,
What's
giggity,
what's with all these innuendos, man?
In my endos?
In your endos, man.
Come on over here.
Oh my gosh.
He will not help you here.
Sahel, I need you to reach out to us on Instagram. You can message us on there. We need to get your mailing address, or we can email you, whichever you prefer. So, come one, come all. This dude top right is slapping his hands together.
You think really?
That is a very fair point.
You know, I'm not even mad at that either.
They
At
are
all.
special. Very special.
Is he talking about me?
You're in the upper right.
I'm talking about you.
Jeez.
I'm
Oh, yeah, you
I'm
did
slapping my hands.
You
I
guys
was
don't see
I
it.
was slapping my hand down here too. That's my hand I'm slapping.
This is me entering all the enters.
All the
Enter, 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 enter.
Oh, okay. He's hopped up on Mountain Dew.
I really am, and lack of there we go. Now we got some fantasy
There you
comments.
go. Back to fantasy football. I love it. All right, love you guys. Appreciate you guys for joining us and hanging out with us always. Love giving stuff away. All right, here we go. Shaka.
Should I trade away Gabe Davis for Foreman and PPR? 3 wide receiver league. My other receivers: Devontae Monroe, Cooper, Hollywood, Pickens.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would do that.
I'm good with that.
As I take notes, I'm like, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should do that. You're right.
Dalvin Cook for Henry.
Is it PPR?
Doesn't matter. I want Henry.
I want Henry anyways. His schedule is fucking incredible.
Yep, give me Henry.
Ugh.
He is that
So mad.
entire offense.
He plays Houston in the playoffs. Like, yeah, give me that.
Well, his schedule is fantastic, and that offense runs through him for sure. So
Not last week.
he
He
runs.
Yeah.
says, he says down below he currently has Cook. So he wants to know if he should trade away Cook to get Henry, I guess.
Yes.
I would.
Yes.
I made this mistake of trading Henry give away instead.
I think it's kind of lateral.
It's not a huge upgrade, but I would prefer Henry, yeah. AJ's all hyped up on THC.
He's all hoped up. I'm all hoped up on THC. Well, I know, we could tell.
he only needed
Auto-collect.
He only needed one entree.
Auto collect.
Yeah. Auto collect will get you every time.
Oh,
I love this take from AJ though. Don't worry about it. You missed a bunch, but you can always hit the like and go back.
go
and
back and rewatch. You know that.
Very true.
And if you're coming back or you're new, hit that like, hit that subscribe. You know, it goes a lot further than you think. Because
That's
you
very
know
true.
you can only enter or subscribe or comment if you're subscribed. So hit that subscribe. Hit that subscribe for your live.
Yeah, it's amazing how all the free stuff, how far that goes for us. It really
One
does.
click.
A couple. I mean, just a couple clicks for you
Yeah,
guys.
2
It's free.
clicks.
Just helps us a ton more than you think. So
He's still yelling.
I know. I don't know why you just.
I don't know why my mic's so loud.
Honestly, though, I thought my mic was louder tonight too. I think Kyle told me so.
It doesn't sound like it to me.
No, I didn't mention that.
Oh no, we did before when we very first got on. Remember, I scared you when I got on because my mic was so.
Is that any better?
This is before we were? Yeah. Sounds better.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How about now? I'm kind of talking louder.
Stop. Yeah. Stop doing that.
Okay.
Jesus.
What?
What did you take before you? Or what did you not take before?
No, I'm just I don't my Amazon producer isn't working right now. I don't know why.
All right.
Amazon.
I agree. Debo.
Like-
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be about right.
I bet the 1 week. Yes, absolutely. That's exactly how it goes. Everyone gives up on him, just like Cole Kmet, and then he goes off for 2 touchdowns in a game. Yeah. So true.
Robinson, Pacheco, and White on waivers. Which one should I go for? I'm all over. I'm grabbing White.
Ben?
Not if you need a win this week.
I think you meant Brian Robinson, not Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian Robinson. Yeah, if you need this week, I'm going Brian Robinson. If you're looking for long run, I'm going White.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Yep.
Same.
They say Lenny's going to be okay after the bye, but
I'm not trusting any Kansas City running back.
No.
Thanks.
How many times can I enter? As many as she'll let you.
Okay,
I mean,
I'll do it one more time.
I don't know how many entries it completely adds up to.
I mean, you can get
It's a lot.
hundreds. You
So
can
go
get
to the
hundreds.
yeah.
It's
And
a
then,
lot.
and then the more you come back, it just keeps adding. You can get hundreds.
I forget. I forget.
I forget.
All right, Elias, you guys trading Justin Fields for Marquise Brown? Hell no.
No way.
I have Josh Allen. I need a wide receiver because Cup is out. Trade Allen,
Well, Marquise Brown is still out too.
but not for Brown.
Yeah. Oh, you could get so much goodness for Fields. If you're sticking with Josh Allen, Fields can get you way, way better than Marquise Brown.
I'd rather
Jeez.
keep Field and trade Allen with that elbow situation.
Yes, that probably
Trade Allen, but you can do way better than Brown, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean that's the main thing here. But just this is your daily bye week information. Justin Fields bye week 14. Just watch out for that.
Yeah, it's true. But
I've literally never seen anybody more obsessed with bye weeks than Ben.
All right, Kyle, you say this every week. Let's move on.
I know. Well, and I'm gonna back.
You're
I'm gonna back
obsessed
up
with
Ben.
bye weeks every week.
You know why I'm like first place in like 80% of my leagues is because I paid attention to bye weeks when I was drafting. Just saying, bam, bam, bam.
oh, I never pay attention to.
I never do. I have
You
a lot
guys-
a lot of championships under my belt by not paying attention to bye
I'm
weeks.
doing multiple summer episodes about
You can make
drafting.
different. You can make it work.
That-
either way.
that's a good idea, Lady Shot Caller.
Yeah, drafting properly, like a lady.
Drafting like a lady.
Drafting like a lady.
Drafting like a
Drafting like a lady. Now.
I'm contracting somebody to make that song. Drafting like a lady. All right. Sorry, guys. We're weird.
Yeah, we're
Trade
so here today. So,
James Robinson and Hardman for Garrett Wilson. Good move or too much? I'm
Yeah.
fine with it. They're all pretty.
Yeah. Essentially, Robinson for Wilson.
because Robinson and Carter are a committee, right? We're agreed on that. They're a committee at this point.
Yeah, I still think Michael Carter is still the lead back there, but we'll really see up to the bye week because I'm sure they still practice a little bit and they're kind of getting their groove down. James Robinson is learning that playbook, and if Mike LaFleur is anything like Matt LaFleur, then it's going to be pretty complicated.
Yep.
Was I frozen or were you guys frozen?
Wasn't
Never
on.
mind.
We're all freezing.
You asked that, we all just sat still.
Did you see me doing the robot? Because I did that for me. All right.
Jorge, I'm gonna trade Debo for Mike Evans. Keep Cook, Brown, Peoples, Jones, or Palmer this week since Mike Evans has a bye. Palmer against Kansas City. Peoples Jones against Buffalo is a no-go for me.
I'm gonna agree with
Buffalo's
that.
defense is not as good as they were.
Jordan Poyer.
Better than
Jordan
Kansas
Poyer.
City.
I don't know. Kansas City likes to win games like throughout the season, not just like the first 6.
Yeah.
So
Burn. Sick burn.
Yeah, but the Chargers are going to be throwing. I want Palmer over Peoples Jones.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
Beats the hell had a ton of entries this week.
Yeah, give me Brown.
Nice. I've had one each week. I'm like, I should probably do more.
Which wide receiver do I get from waivers? Gabe Davis, Myers, Hey-Rob.
Just stop. Gabe Davis.
How are any
Next
of these
question.
guys on waivers?
Why are there so many on there? How many?
Kobe Myers is out there too. Like,
Right?
You gotta
We
grab
We don't
Gabe
even need to go past Gabe Davis.
No.
Yeah, you grab Gabe Davis, but
I'm sorry, I don't know if you can read, but that's Gabe Dave.
Oh, yeah.
it's Sam's choice. Gabe
I like
Davis.
that
Gabe
game.
Davis.
It's Kroger version of Fruity Pebbles.
So one in the
Fruity
back.
Rocks.
In the
Yeah, Loopy Rocks.
Yeah.
There you go.
Like we all are. Oh well.
No shit.
All right.
Elias says his league doesn't value QB, so he thinks Godwin's more valuable than Fields because he's a QB. Well, he's wrong. He's entitled to his wrong opinion.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Fields
So the
is
people putting up
valuable
40
player.
plus points are less valuable? Okay, cool.
Fields is one of the most valuable players in fantasy right now. Like,
Unless you have stupid scoring or something.
That's weird.
that is weird.
Does your scoring devalue QBs? I don't get it.
Yeah.
Every running touchdown they get is -7 points.
That's the only way that makes sense.
Yeah.
Will AJ Brown keep balling or struggle like last week?
He banged up and no one's talking about it. So
I don't think it's that big of a deal. Is why nobody's talking about it. I'm not moving AJ Brown if I got him. I'm not concerned.
Yeah, I like AJ Brown. I'm not concerned. Because if it was a bad injury, they'd be talking about it more.
Unlike where the Bills, they hide it all.
And
Never have I ever paid attention to bye weeks. I'm in the top of all my leagues as well.
All right. I think AJ loves Ben.
I'm telling you, I love to have most of my team on the same bye week and just sacrifice 1 week while everyone tries to navigate through the season. That's what I enjoy most.
See, when you said that 2 weeks ago, it didn't click like it did today. Today, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Like
Because everyone else is trying to do all this navigation, and I just sacrifice 1 week. And in the league that I'm in the top of, I had that bye week came, and I actually just plug and prayed with some guys off waivers and ended up still winning. So,
Hey.
but I had AJ Brown, Cooper Kupp, and Justin Jefferson on bye. Hey, I'm sorry that I'm proving.
Ben just likes to hear that sound tonight.
I know.
Like, he hadn't heard skin on skin in a while, and now it's got him all excited, and he can't stop.
is there a camera in here or something, Kyle? You have a camera in here?
It was your.
How do you know that?
Turned it off earlier. You didn't. You forget to turn off your camera sometimes, Ben. After
You
the
know,
stream.
I got access to it all. Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm just not going into a draft knowing I'm going to lose a game. Like, if I lose a game, I'll lose a game, but I'm not playing to lose a game. Like, that's not what I do.
I didn't say
And
I'm aiming for those. I'm just.
I'm not really talking to you right now. I'm talking to that dude, AJ.
Yeah,
Um,
AJ.
Bengals D or Eagles
AJ got it.
D. I have JT, and he plays Eagles D. I don't think the last part is relevant when picking a defense. But
Yeah, you don't. It's because you want to root for JT and not the Eagles defense, so you're looking to not play the Eagles defense. Who's going against Matt Ryan? I'm playing the Eagles defense still.
yeah,
I'm still
go
confused.
Eagles.
Oh, we're okay. I was like, what does the middle have to do with the rest of it? I'm in philosophy right now, so reading sentences is hard. All right. It's all
You
just
bring Bob back to read the questions. for
yeah,
us.
exactly. I'm like, brain's got to poop. It's fine.
You're going with Philly's defense for
Yep.
sure.
Yeah.
Pascal Bush.
AJ is roasting Ben tonight. It's a nice break from him roasting me and Corey all the time, I guess.
Oh, I know. He's always.
How is that roasting me?
It's funny because you're wearing a wife beater and a chain and a beanie.
and you
Bush
said
Light.
Playbrook because you're drunk or something.
Oh.
Because if your auto collect speech.
Well, you know, me and your mom don't have to be married anymore, but we can still be cousins.
There you go. Drop
Roll
Katie, that's
Tide.
right.
I feel attacked. Kyle, how about you?
Roll Tide. Now, I don't live in Alabama.
Does this go
Why
back
would Why would you drop Gabe Davis?
Yeah, I don't understand.
6-man league.
Why would you do that?
I'm trying to go back and like find why. So
I think that's why he's on waivers, is because he dropped him. Probably
Oh.
navigating them bye weeks.
Well,
you
that's
guys are
silly.
smart. All right.
That's just silly. Jefferson, Campbell, Slayton, Burks, Peoples-Jones off waivers rest of season.
Slayton.
I want Peoples-Jones.
Oh,
Corey looks like he has to fart.
I read
That was
Peoples as like it's their
The people.
yeah.
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 Y'all see Corey's face where he looked like he had to fart?
I'd probably
That
say
was what I
Slayton
got
or
when I heard
Peoples-Jones.
Slayton.
It's funny. I picked up Slayton a couple weeks ago, and I feel like people were like, "She's crazy."
Well, we still think that, but
Yes. You know.
for different reasons. But
You know.
yeah, give me Peoples-Jones there.
Elias is with us on Gabe Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah, why would you drop
Sad.
Feeling Cousins.
But
is
it's okay. It's okay. Just tune into Safe Space and you can talk about it Tuesday nights.
Yeah, exactly.
What are we looking at?
Safe Space is on Monday nights.
Oh,
Didn't-
tonight's Tuesday, Monday nights.
But you
That's
can
why I
still tune
missed
in
it.
on Mondays and Tuesdays.
Cousins or Garoppolo?
Speaking of marrying cousins, feeling cousins.
Baby girl.
I'm going to go with Cousins just because I know at least he'll throw the ball a little bit.
Yeah, Jimmy G wins too many games without throwing a single
Yeah.
touchdown pass.
Garoppolo's just handing the ball off. I mean,
Yeah, but well, I guess they both scored the same this week. They're about equal. Cousins got more of an upside.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers had a pretty dang good game against Dallas, so sure. Kirk
he's the
Cousins.
only QB that's had a good game against Dallas all year, though. Cousins is no Rodgers either.
I'm just trusting Cousins over Jimmy G to at least get one passing touchdown. Or one
Yeah,
touchdown.
me too, though. Like, I don't love the matchup, but I'm still playing him over Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like looking at it like I've got Cousins and Garoppolo in a few different leagues, and it's like Cousins doesn't show up when I need him to, but that's okay.
This is why he dropped Gabe Davis. This is him justifying dropping Gabe Davis. D-Hop, Debo, Monroe, Garrett Wilson. I wouldn't drop Gabe Davis for Garrett Wilson.
No.
I wouldn't have done that.
Yep. Same. Sir.
Well, I gotta look up Debo or D-Hop. I have not seen any of. I'm unaware of what he's doing. Like
A 1K league. Jesus, I love that.
Regular scoring, don't know what else to do. Definitely my last time playing with these guys. Only reason I'm still here is because it's a 1K league.
ooh,
Yeah, but it sounds like a shitty 1K league.
yeah. And what
Unless you can win it because they suck.
You know, sorry to revert back to that last Gabe Davis, Garrett Wilson thing. Gabe Davis is wide receiver 28. Garrett Wilson, wide receiver 29.
Son of a bitch.
I was just like looking it up because I was curious. But
Still wouldn't do it.
that's funny.
God dang.
I just like the red zone threat that you get from Davis. That's
Well, yeah, the big playability that he offers rather than, Garrett Wilson is more like a Keenan Allen, where Gabe Davis is more like a Mike Williams.
Well, and I like that the officials are calling in favor of Davis from here on out, so that's cool.
There you go.
Whatever.
Yeah.
They on them.
Yeah, they are. Like hard body too.
He's getting that LeBron treatment.
He really is for nothing.
AJB. He pulled a Corey. 8 a
Yeah.
week.
1 week.
He says he never roasts anybody. AJ, get the fuck out of here, bro. you literally come in here giving me free shit, we give it back every
I
single
don't
night.
even know if AJ's ever asked a fantasy question. I think he just comes in here and gives a shit.
I love it. And
No,
yeah,
I love it.
We
love
give
it.
him shit right back. It's all good. He's right. We family here.
Yep,
No, that's
we all
right.
family. It's so
Who
true.
can I stream for Goddard?
This is practically the Olive Garden.
Tunyon, Conklin, Knox, Moreau are likely.
Yeah, we got endless fantasy. Endless fantasy advice. First course.
Ben's over here tossing salads.
Charcuterie of tight ends.
Hey, what do you do for a living? I toss salads for a living.
At the Olive Garden, though.
I
Toss
used to.
salads and making omelets, right?
Yeah, I was like, I used to.
Shaping breadsticks. Tossing salads. At the Olive Garden.
That's how I know how to make sausages so well. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus. Oh.
Anyway.
All right.
I mean, you're streaming for Goddard. Probably for me here, probably not likely because pretty sure Andrews is coming back. I think I'm not a Knox fan.
No.
My gut says Moreau.
Yeah, I want Moreau.
I want it to be Tunyon, but it's just not.
Moreau doesn't
Never
have
has been and never will be.
Yeah.
Moreau doesn't have an amazing matchup, but who the fuck else are they going to throw to, honestly?
Last time Conklin played New England, he had 25 points.
But they had who was QB that game?
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson.
Was
Yeah.
it? Okay.
It was that
Yeah.
recent. And it's really recent. Oh.
Wow,
yeah.
he was the tight end one that week too.
Yeah, that's not surprising. He had
Oh
20.
yeah, that was week 8. Okay, I got you. I'm
Yeah,
going back.
yeah. Conklin's the tight end 12 on the year. What's his name? Knox is 24, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's only tight end 12 because, I mean, that one blow-up game, he hasn't done well most other weeks. He's had 3 at the beginning. They scored over 10 points, but then just kind of fell off in nothingness until week 8, where he
Yeah, I mean, he had
and then
to.
back to nothingness again.
Tight
But the
ends-
tight end position is absolute trash.
Right. It's just a graveyard. So
So when I look at these, I'm like, these are all the same person. Tunyon, Conklin, Knox, Moreau. Like,
yeah, I agree.
Basically, yeah.
But I like Moreau because Renfro's out. You know, so he's like the number 2 option there.
And Moreau should have had 2 touchdowns last week. He just dropped one.
I'm going my road.
But they're playing Denver, though, so another field goal game. Thank you very much.
I don't know, the way Derek Carr was crying, man. I know he wants to make a difference. He's so sad.
I think I'm going Moreau.
I know, we're like
They're all the same person.
All right, Moreau it is.
Yep.
yeah, I was like
Way too
this is
much
bad.
time on a shitty tight end question.
No,
Which shitty tight end is less shitty than the rest?
You're gonna drop Debo for the player that you dropped.
Listen, I'm concerned about Debo, but I'm nowhere near ready to drop him yet.
Yeah.
That's just
Caddy. Come on,
Crazy
man.
crazy talk.
Oh,
This is his whole problem with that league. They don't even suck. They're just all scared to make trades. The best team but losing Cup and Breeze screwing me.
yeah.
Oh, he corrects it. It doesn't help when I can't trade Fields for a wide receiver.
Yeah, those leagues are so frustrating.
I hate that. Kyle and I left a league like that last year. I mean, honestly, you're better just hanging on to Fields for defensive reasons if people aren't going to give you the right trade. I wouldn't trade him away for something super cheap and boost somebody else's team
Right.
because they're idiots. So
That's the number one reason I won't I don't not trade, but most of the time I'm looking and I'm like, I'm just giving you a better squad for the rest of the season. Why would I want to do that? Because I'm trying to
right. And honestly, though, he has Josh Allen. Josh Allen I know Kyle mentioned earlier he'd rather trade him away. But also he has the name recognition that can probably bring you something better in that league because people are like, oh God, Josh Allen, he was taking QB1 during the draft and blah, blah. So he holds that. You just kind of got Fields for free off of waivers, and he's probably going to score just as good, if not better, than Josh Allen for the rest of the way. Use that name recognition and get you probably something better than Fields will get you, because that's your problem too, is people aren't trusting that Fields is going to keep this up. And they know you got him for free off of waivers, you didn't have to draft him or anything. So I would trade Josh Allen there. You'll get more for him.
Yep. AJ trying to throw us off track. Let's talk food and life lessons.
Go to our show. We have a show called Tackling the Tailgate. We talk food and fantasy football. You go there.
There's an episode this week, yeah? Or is it next week?
No, we're going to do it after Thanksgiving.
Gotcha.
We had some hiccups in schedule.
Yeah.
Oh, family and Thanksgiving and blah, 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 whatever.
It's philosophy. It's all philosophy's fault.
AJ sells restaurant supplies. Do you need a sausage stuffer? Someone just
I got like 4 here, buddy.
They aren't that expensive.
I'm right here. I don't know what kind of restaurants you're selling sausage stuffers to, but they ain't real restaurants. I'll tell you that.
No, it's not getting stuffed with sausages, Ben. It's a sausage stuffer. It's different than...
it's different than the soap without the rope.
Ben didn't think that was funny. We should probably just move on.
Okay.
Maybe I'm dense, but I'm not sure who he's talking about here.
Tyree, David Tyree.
Zah. We're all like, what happened?
Walker or ETN for the rest of the season? Moving on. I want Walker.
Walker.
Yeah. Give me some Walker.
It's funny, I'm watching a lot of Walking Dead, so I'm like, Walkers.
Davis has more TDs than Debo.
Well, yeah, no shit.
Elias disagrees. He wants ETN over Walker. You crazy.
not
Everyone's entitled to their
really.
wrong opinions.
I don't think it's crazy, per se.
AJ, I heard jinxing himself. Ask legit fantasy questions when I need answers, so never. Just kidding. I'm just so lucky this season, knock on wood. Too late, you already jinxed it.
Yep. Now you jinxed it. It's all downhill from there.
You ruined it.
Hurst or Higbee this week?
Higbee.
Yeah.
It's a horrible matchup, but you still got to go with Higbee just because no Cup, he's going to benefit big time.
Yep.
I mean, he benefited with Cup too, so.
Wait, where is?
Yep.
No point in me having Allen and Fields. That's what we're saying. Trade
Well,
Allen.
I mean, yeah, but if they're not doing any trades, that's out of your control. Just leave the league next year.
Yeah. Yep. All right.
It's all good, buddy. Appreciate you hanging out.
You're not clogging it up.
No, not at all. That's what we're here for.
Going. Yeah.
Yep, that's why. Yep.
But super chats are always appreciated. Love you guys.
Yeah. And we answer your questions first.
He meant David Njoku. Why wouldn't you put Njoku instead of David then in the original comment?
Well, because there's only like 1 or 2 Davids in the entire NFL, so we should have been able to.
I'm like,
Tyree.
I'm sitting here going, Levante David? What? Your IDP league?
We all just
David Tyree.
AJ.
Peoples Jones or Drake London half PPR?
Peoples Jones.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Waddle, Walker on by. Yeah. People's Jones.
Yep.
I like you, AJ.
AJ's fun.
I like you. All right.
I quit watching Walking Dead a long time ago.
I did.
I
too.
realized I
bored
never finished it.
I watched like the first episode 3 times, and that's about it.
I think like this weekend is like the series finale or something, or maybe it was this last weekend. I saw something on Facebook about it, but dude, once Rick was, I was done. It sucked after that. It was so bad.
Guys?
This, I won't say if he died or not, but he's not on the show anymore.
Well, I'm just saying it became so freaking repetitive. It was just the same damn thing over and over. It just wasn't interesting anymore.
It was really good until they got to that last place that, what was it called? Where, like, I don't know. It was stupid.
Where is he?
Hold on. Kyle, go. Oh, never mind.
Oh, because he's on ball.
AJ leaving. AJ said he got to go.
Appreciate you, bud. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank you.
chat.
Love you, bro.
Thanks for
Appreciate
making me
it.
laugh. I'll take that every day.
Love all you guys.
You're the man.
Perfect.
Can you order these waiver wire wide receiver pickups? Say that 5 times fast. Watson, Campbell, Tony. Garrett Wilson also available, but might not be for everyone else.
What does that mean?
How is that? Tell me your secrets.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Well, no. He's asking us to to rank them, but he's looking out for the rest of the people too, because Garrett Wilson may not be on their waiver wires, but he's on his.
Oh, I see.
So for your league, it would be Wilson, in my opinion, Wilson, Tony, Campbell, and Watson.
You're putting Watson last?
I mean, that's some pretty good pickups. Campbell's been super consistent lately, and Tony has a lot of boom. Like, I mean, you know, and Watson I think he's going to be great, but he's the most unknown out of the four.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want Wilson, Watson, Campbell, Tony.
Yeah, I'm going Wilson, Watson, and then I don't care.
I'm going Wilson, Campbell, Tony, Watson.
You just wanted to be different. Get out of here.
No, because I like Campbell's consistency, but I don't like the Colts.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So.
Elias just naming the only other David.
What are
Elias? I'm so confused.
What are the thoughts on Khalil Herbert going on IR? David Montgomery being in that backfield alone pretty much now, other than Chris Evans,
and Justin Fields.
Yeah, I was gonna say Justin Fields.
Yeah, for sure. But like, does that
I like David Montgomery a whole lot more now.
Yeah, a lot more.
I'm gonna try to use it as a trade butter.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it as trade butter for sure. And be like, here, look at those cookies.
Yeah.
I'll butter your bread.
Yes.
Definitely Aaron Jones over Ayuk this week, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I think you have to. I don't love his matchup against Tennessee at all. He was my bust running back of the week, but
damn, Aaron Jones is running back 8 this year. Sheesh.
Yeah. Doesn't feel like it. It's been a sneaky.
No.
We're just not talking about him as much as we are other players.
AJ didn't leave after all.
He
couldn't quit on us. He couldn't quit on us.
He has 2 games over 25 points and one and a 23-pointer that he just had and a 19. So yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense with the lack of production this year. Wow, that's quiet.
There's been a lot of injuries that play into that ranking and stuff like that too. Yeah, it's been a crazy year. So nuts.
We have a kicker question from Jorge.
Okay.
Bass, Gold, Joseph, or Folk?
Folk.
Go Bass.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. I've got to look at.
You know, Nick Folk is the #1 kicker on the year, right?
That's not necessarily. I guess it depends on what league you're in. He was #4 in a league I was looking at earlier.
Okay. Yeah, I guess in Vegas he's #4.
Just looking this week, Folk plays the Jets. Yeah, I'm between Bass and Folk.
So I want you to do this, Jorge. I want you to do a little homework just on who it has the worst red zone efficiency out of those 4 teams. because that's where you want to go.
Yeah, so you want to take a
Honestly, that's why I kept Suck Up, because the Tampa Bay has had horrible red zone offense this year, and it's played really good for Suck Up, and that's helping out Nick Folk this year a lot too.
But
That's
Suck Up
kinda-
has not done well the last 2 weeks.
No, because that offense hasn't worked at all. They
You're
haven't even got to the red zone.
You have to be has to be right at that sweet spot.
But I'm with Ben on this. Like, Tyler Bass, Buffalo scores enough touchdowns. That's why, like, Butker is a great kicker, but that offense scores too much. They're too efficient, right? So he doesn't score a bunch of points. He gets a bunch of extra points, but those don't add up like 3 to 5 point kicks.
What that does for me is provides a floor with room for more.
Yeah, I'm going Nick Folk. He's been scoring a ton of points.
Whereas the Patriots can get shut down, not even make the damn red zone, get anything.
The Jets. I believe in
The
Ramondre.
Jets defense is legit.
The Jets suck. Am I right, Ben?
He's in the kicker zone right now.
He's in the kicker zone, and he started something too because there's another one down here. Tucker, Folk, or Carlson. You got to go Tucker.
Wow.
If Tucker's an option, it's always the answer.
Jason Myers is number 1 this year.
Yeah.
He's on a bye this week, though.
Yeah.
What? Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you should pay attention to bye weeks more.
Yeah.
Really pay more attention to bye weeks, dude.
Yeah. These bye weeks are really passing you by, Ben. You need to figure it out, man. Get with it.
All right. See y'all later.
I'm going with Justin Tucker. Always going Justin Tucker.
Did we decide on this one? Were we split between Folk and Bass, or was I the only one that picked Bass?
No, I said Bass too.
So we're split. You're welcome. It didn't help you at all.
Folk and Bass.
I mean, just go with Folk because that's the right answer.
Okay.
And then Tucker, Folk, or Carlson. Like I say, Tucker's always the answer if he's an option.
Always. But I appreciate the kicker questions.
What?
Oh, I appreciate kicker questions. It's impressive.
Traded Aaron Jones and Taysom Hill for Mark Andrews, standard. The running backs, ETNJ. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. ETN, JT, Kamara, Pierce, and Aaron Jones. This is like a 6 or 8 man league.
I'm in a 12 standard, and I was very surprised at who I'm able to pick up and keep, or who I drafted to. It's wild.
I'm in the wrong leagues.
People feel like there's something about standard that I've never played before, and it was very strange to me. But now I'm like,
I like standard scoring. It's fun.
I do not.
I like having a variety. I like having all kinds of different scoring.
My work league is still standard, and I fucking hate it because I like tight ends and receivers on my teams, and I have to draft running back in those leagues.
Yeah.
It freaking screws me over every year because I get just injuries like crazy every single year.
Are you the tight end or are you the receiver?
Yes.
It's so funny. I can't see Kyle. It's like he's Mike Wazowski on the magazine, and I can't see him at all. So I just see him head popping in Monsters Inc. I made it on the cover. Oh man. Oh yeah, Gano. Yeah, Gano. Is it Gano? Yeah, Gano.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, Gano's he's been having a good year.
For sure. Oh,
Is Mostert Mark Andrews worth trying to trade for? Andrews, yes. Mostert, I wouldn't bother.
Yeah, you don't want Mostert now. It's fun while it lasted.
That's what he said.
It's the best 20 seconds of her life.
You know that's right.
All right. Well, I gotta make like Derek Carr in the 4th quarter and disappear. So
How long have you been thinking of that one?
Actually only 30 seconds, but I did prepare
nice.
it. But it wasn't right off the top of the head. I was like, who really sucks in the 4th? Derek Carr.
I love it. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Get
I'm
out of
just
here.
gonna
Get
go.
back. We should probably wrap this up completely. Anyways.
Touche.
Congratulations to Sahel on the jersey win.
Hey, thanks for
Mooney.
I love it. Awesome, guys. It's been fun. Thanks for joining us tonight, guys. Really appreciate you. I don't know what we're giving away next week. It'll be another free jersey. So just come back, hang out. You can win. Until then, we'll see ya.
Catch you on the flip side.
Fantasy is life. You know it's a vibe.